Alright, let's get started, shall we? So, last week we managed to get a little bit work done on the new town in here, and we did have to build like a road from, I think from this point onwards, or something like that, so it took quite a while to get all of that built. It's actually unpaused already, so what we're going to be hopefully doing today is setting up the basic stuff to actually have some people move in here, so we don't need to get all the workers to do the construction work all the way from here, because it's a bit a long distance away. Also, we are starting to lose a little bit of cash again, partially because the prices of especially the boards has fallen quite a bit, and I suppose the crops, they haven't actually fallen, but we're not exporting quite enough to cover the loss in the board's income. I suppose there's also a bit of a... well, there's no traffic jam as such right now in there. It's a bit hidden by the trees, so it might be a little bit tricky to see at times. But yeah, hopefully we can get the housing in here. I don't think we'll necessarily get a lot of people moving in today yet. But I think if we can at least get the places... or like all the construction work done at least for the service buildings and such, then next session, which actually is going to be on this Friday, we'll be playing an extra year on this Friday because it is going to be actually my birthday. So I'm going to do a little bit of a longer stream, starting with some workers and resources, then continuing on with some process on board. Let's see, so there's the bus platform. That still needs a lot of asphalt and gravel. We are at least getting the gravel right now, because we don't produce either one of those yet. We are going to have a bit of productions in here. Did we actually set up the... hold on a minute, so this is the concrete. That's the asphalt. We do not have any water set up for the concrete plant yet, actually. Did we... we did set up the river over here. Or not the river, the road over here, rather. Near the bay. I suppose what I could do... for some easy access, let's see, so it would have to be a water well. I wonder, how much does the concrete mixer actually use water is the question. Because there are a few options that we can do. Let's see. Construction to concrete plants. At max production is 85.3, yeah, 85 cubic meters. That is a decent bit, but I don't think it will be running full speed most of the time. And here we can just have a little bit of a stockpile in between. I think it will be mostly fine. So if we have a look at the, I suppose the water wells first of all. This one's got production of 6, and it's got a tank of 2 cubic meters. I think that's got, okay, that's got actually slightly less production. Alright, then there is of course then the water wheel intake pump, which can produce all that is needed. Quite frankly, so we could probably go ahead and build one of these in here. Now, it's probably not going to be very clean water, especially here in the harbor area, but it'll be good enough for the concrete making, I think. So we'll place that there. And I suppose we are going to need some sort of pump in between. So I guess, let's see, so there's the, oh right, those are the wells. There's the pumping stations. I do wonder, so is there a... there isn't a set sort of number that they can pump through directly. But I think there is, in practice, there is going to be a limit on how much each one of these can pump. So this one doesn't actually need any power. It's a bit more expensive. If it doesn't need power, then it's going to be, you know, the extra cost is going to be covered pretty easily. Let's... oh, hold on a minute. I was thinking, I think we are going to put... I suppose we could put it in here. Oh, it doesn't have footprint. Right. Well, that's going to be a little bit awkward then. I guess what we're going to do instead is... we're going to flip that around, just so that the footpath kind of faces over here, because that's where we want to connect to. So that's going to be the pump. And then I don't think this is going to be... like, technically speaking, the medium pipe is already going to be more than enough. Might even be a bit of overkill, really. And we get a... yeah, that's going to be slightly shorter pipe that way. And then that's where we need to go to. It's going to go ahead and stay with the 3 meters deep approach in here right now. So that would be... I think we could do a little bit better in here. Also, we'll do a bit of shorter steps first, just to be on the safe side. And there we are. So that's going to be bringing the water in. We're not going to start building this area yet, though, but it's just I want to plan that ahead a little bit. Also, we need to set up some of the footpaths in here. So I guess we don't really need this connection in here, but we might still go ahead and put in a little bit of footpath connection through this gap. And connecting over there. And actually, if need be, we can then go ahead. Did we set up the... Oh, hold on a minute. Do we have sewage and water? Oh yeah, no, that's the electric substation. So I don't think we have the sewage and water set up in here yet. So we probably set these, or those two in here as well. At least for the most part. We might need to set up a... Actually, over here we can get the water from this point somewhere, I'm sure. So that's not going to be too much of an issue. But we could still put in a location over here that we can load stuff into. And I suppose also, can we squeeze in a... Well, I mean, we could put in the water or sewage discharge in here. So I suppose we could use the moderate one, which is a lot narrower and thus easier to line up. Maybe. When I say that, I guess... Oh, it would fit there. But of course, if we start outputting the sewage over here, it might eventually become too polluted water around here for the stuff. So we might put it over on this side, for example. It will still probably have a bit of an impact, but not as much. But we don't necessarily need that one quite yet. But let's have a look. How have we done on the... Oh, we've done the groundwork of the bus platform, so that's good. And there are vehicles sitting in here. We still need a lot of concrete and steel to complete that. But that'll be fine. We do have the construction office over here, but it's... Oh, right, it's got the digging crews and the crane. An open hole to deliver the digging crews. Okay. And did we ever get the... Oh yeah, we did get the horse feeding station there, that's good. So we're not building anything in here. We might build the road over there. Actually, we will be building that road at some point. Because we do need to get to this point at least. Or maybe all the way there. But we need to get this road in here so we can build the water wheel intake on this side. And also we put in the sewage over here. So that at least this water intake, which is going to be used for the drinking water, is not going to be as polluted. At least, hopefully. Right, how are we looking on the border? There's a little bit of traffic in there. It's not too bad, luckily. How are we looking on... Okay, July hasn't been quite as good for profit this year. Well, I suppose, again, the money that we get from exporting the board right now has been going quite a bit. I mean, it was already at the start of the session, like 9 point something. I think it may have gone up a tiny bit. I suppose we have started limiting the amount of boards that we are selling. There's a bit of bricks over there. Did we? I don't think we... No. We didn't set up any bricks production in here. There are some buildings, or modded buildings and that, but some buildings that will allow you to make bricks using a lot of wood. It's not necessarily a very effective way of making it, but you don't need to get coal or anything like that. So it's, you know, easy in the way that you can get your own production going a lot cheaper. Oh, well, kind of cheaper in the short run, but in the long run, it's of course going to be a lot more fuel needed, or, well, I suppose right now, in our case, it's more crops needed for refueling the vehicles, or the, well, the wagons. And is that... Right, so what are we actually bringing in here? That's concrete. That's more gravel. Oh, that's going for one of the footpaths. Alright. There's some boards coming in for the produce exchange. We'll need a lot of that. And then that's more concrete for the bus platform. Let's have a look. Oh yeah, we haven't gotten anything in there. The produce exchange still needs 137 tons of boards. And 94 tons of gravel. It's going to take a whole lot of time to build that one. But we need to get that built before we can move anyone else in. So, you know, in terms of resource, it needs a lot in tonnage, but the resource that it needs are fairly easy to get. So that's not a huge problem in that regard. But of course, the fact that it needs 2,400 workdays still, it's a lot more than your regular, like a small shopping center or whatnot. That's not the correct area. Let's see, so like this small shopping center, it needs less than 600 workdays to build. Now, of course, it does need some steel and bricks and quite a bit of concrete actually as well, and some asphalt. But yeah, it's a lot cheaper to do. I do actually wonder. So the produce exchange, that does have a fairly good stockpiles in there though, so you don't necessarily need to have your own separate. Okay. Well, if we compare these two, of course, this is going to be a lot smaller in terms of resource. Well. I suppose the total tonnage is... No, it's still less, actually, yeah. There's no... The concrete 400 tons is pretty large in there. But over here, it's just, you know, the build time is almost similar to these two. And this one does have a higher capacity, of course. If we got... Actually, let's see, 25 workers. So it does have a fairly good capacity for visitors. Compared to, for example, this one, which has almost a... Well, similar number of workers, but the amount of visitors that it can... service is smaller. Right, so we are getting a bit more gravel for these various footpaths in here. I don't think we... Well, I suppose we are going to be building some of them. The... oh, yeah, we're delivering another one of these to another footpath. I believe it's... Oh, it's one of these. Now, is it this one or that one? Oh, it is that one. Okay. So we're getting a little bit closer to the start of this. I guess that will be fine. And now it's going to be probably picking up another one, isn't it? I would assume so, yeah. I mean, admittedly, there is quite a few footpaths that would need to be built. Luckily, once they are built, we don't need to worry about them anymore. Like, they don't need maintenance, at least yet. Well, that's a bit of footpath done there. So I think the initial housing that we're going to be building is probably... Well, there's a shopkeeper housing that's a bit expensive to build. I believe we had some... That's the kindergarten. That's the elementary school. I don't think I've placed down all that many houses yet, is the thing. We'll probably... Well, I suppose there's a few things like the wine house over here. Which we will need to build. And then there's the orchard barracks. These only can store a tiny bit of workers, so... Not really a priority necessarily. Of course, there is the party members' housing over here, which actually, that's not... Well, it takes a lot of bricks, mind you, but it's not too expensive in terms of work just to build it. So that would be potentially a viable option to use as one of the housing. So I'm kind of thinking that this house is only going to have experts move in there. So they are basically the staff of the communist headquarters living in there. And then we've got the... basically a town hall in here. We've got a small children's playground over there as well, and then we've got the library. Which I kind of assume, or... Well, not assume, but we're pretending that it's part of this sort of compound for the headquarters last. Sort of a university, I suppose we could consider it. Right, so what else? We've got a lot of housing in there that will be eventually built, but we're not starting with that. We do have a... Oh, right, that's another party member's housing. This is going to be for the courthouse and potentially a few other places, providing some experts in there in the long run. Right, well, how are we looking on the border again? There's a few vehicles waiting, but there is like a relatively good throughput, I guess. As much as you can with just 2 spots to load and unload vehicles in there. Oh, we could build that stand now. Okay, I'm just going to go ahead and assign that as a location to go to. Also got the sewage tank over here, a little bit on the full side. I'm guessing that probably will be emptied. Let me just have a look. Where's the... No, that's the demolition office. Here's the technical services. But do we have... There's a sewage wagon. And it should... be going there, but it isn't. At least not right now. And there is more than enough, but it could be that it's just, you know, waiting for it to be closer to full. Or something. I don't actually know. Now, technically speaking, if you really need to make it easier for us to get rid of this sewage in here, what we could do is just dig a hole over here somewhere. And then put in a sewage outflow into that one, just a small one, and then just put in a pipe in between. Like, I don't know where exactly we'd want to have that water, but... I have a diabolical plan. So what we could do is we could just dig in the hole over here, like right at the end of the border. We can do terraforming on the... I think we can do terraforming on the Soviet side, right? Not anymore, actually. I think they fixed that. Right, well, in that case, that's a bit of a problem. But, like, do a bit of a pool over here and just basically have the stuff flow outside to the Soviet side of things. So, as long as you click on the your side of the border, you can still do the terraforming, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we have... Do we actually have a digging group? We do. Okay. Right, there's still a little bit of stuff to do with this one, although not as much anymore. That's delivering another digging crew. Ah, right, we've got some more gravel needed in that one, and this one's going for another one of the footpaths, probably one of these two. I'm assuming, I could be mistaken, but that's very likely. Right, so that is underway. How's the... Alright, we got the resource of the bus platform, of course, but we haven't set up the construction office to actually do any about that. So let's get the bus platform built, shall we? And then after that, we could probably build the factory connection. That should be fairly easy. And after that, we could potentially start on the produce exchange, or we could do something like the garbage stand over here. That's actually going to be quite easy one. I'm just going to go ahead and assign that to be built. And of course, a fire station would be rather useful. That is something that we definitely need to have. And then that storage, we don't necessarily need initially. What we do need to do is we need to get the clinic in here, but we haven't actually... Oh, we just need to get some more resources in here. Okay, so we can build this one then. Well, maybe not yet. We'll get rid of a few of these things that we already started building. But yeah, we need to have the clinic. For sure. I believe we had a... Oh, right. Is that... No, that's the orphanage. We did put in another clinic. Oh, there's number 3 clinic. How many clinics do we have? Well, I guess 3 is the answer. But where did we put in the courthouse? Oh, there's the number 2. Okay. And the one near the... Okay. Well, fair enough. We don't actually need all 3 of them initially. But I suppose if the town is going to grow significantly, then having 3 of them will probably help, at least keeping the health somewhat decent. Ah, there we go. No, we still haven't built this one. But we do have a dumper heading in here with the required gravel, so at least that is underway. So July we lost almost 800 rubles, which on the grand scheme of things is not that much. The one good thing about playing on these early starts with the slow vehicles and all that means that you're not going to be importing as often things like steel and all that. Depends, of course, on what mods you utilize and all that, or like which buildings and such. Or modded buildings especially. But the fact that you won't be importing nor necessarily exporting as frequently does mean that the prices are going to be more manageable, at least to some degree. And of course, it does help a lot so that we don't actually need to import a lot of fuel. We just mostly use our own crop production to fuel up our own wagons, so that's a big boon. Okay, so we've got a little bit more road work to do in here. Is that one? Right, there's a crane coming in for the fire station. Alright, then I suppose that is going to be an important one. And this one is hopefully... You know what, that's probably should be one of the higher priorities. I'm guessing the bus platform, yeah, that's getting a bit of workers already in there. But of course, the capacity that we can provide help to with the cranes is not very high. It's like 3 with one of these. Can I even select that? Not through there, but from here, I guess I can. Yeah, road crane speed level 3 is not very high. That basically just means that 3 workers will be boosted for the effort, but that's about it. Oh, and there we go. Speaking of workers, there's 24 of them in here now. So there's going to be probably about 30-something workdays total. Depends a little bit on the productivity of individual workers and all that, which sometimes is not the highest with these, but it's usually not too bad either. And for the construction purposes, I don't think the workdays or the production efficiency is that impactful as it is with some other jobs, I think. But it could still have some sort of impact. But quite often it tends to follow fairly accurately the amount of workers is the amount of workdays, assuming without any cranes or anything like that, of course. Well, actually, we did get quite a bit of work done in there. We had like 60 workdays in there, but we got up to 53 or something like that, with just the 24 workers. Interesting. So maybe the crane isn't necessarily limited to just the 3, but of course there's the chance that there was the... Well, the workers went unloaded right at the same time, but almost at the same time, admittedly. So it's hard to tell. It could be that it can actually help a bit more than just that, or maybe the amount of impact that it has been improved. Regardless, you do want to use cranes for construction buildings, especially when you're using foreign manpower, at least when possible. We've got a passenger wagon heading in here. Hopefully, that's going to give us a bit more workers for the garbage stand. And then where's the other one going to? It's a really good question. Also, another thing that we don't really have yet, I don't think, is a vehicle repair station. Oh, that's the construction office. But yeah, we don't really have... Oh, wait, no. We got the veterinarian at least back at the starting area, I think. Yeah, we do have one in here, don't we? Yeah, so we can repair vehicles in there if needed. Do we need to repair either one of these? That's where I'd say 10%. And that's the harvester, which is not... I think we're going with one harvester right now because that allows us to basically keep on producing constantly some more crops in here. And then the other harvester will be put into a second farm somewhere. I don't know if it's going to be like right around here somewhere. Or maybe we'll build it like on this side. Or whatnot. But one way or the other we are going to have some more crop production because we are going to need a decent bit of it. If nothing else, at least producing our own foods and such. Of course, another thing that we will need to do, I don't know if we're going to build it right here, but we may need to build it at least some sort of production for clothing and fabric. And there is actually some more options that we have available to us. So we're going to go with these sort of older ones. They don't necessarily have that great of a production rate. I mean, it's roughly the same. Oh, for the clothing, it's roughly the same-ish in terms of the how much tonnage to transfer, or the conversion rate is pretty close. Problem is, of course, that the per worker productivity is a lot less on these. But they don't pollute, so there's that. So you can actually have that in a urban area as well if need be, or at least close to a town. And then there's the fabric factory, which uses crops and wood to produce it. It can produce 2 tons, which is... I suppose actually, yeah, it's about 80% the efficiency, per worker efficiency compared to the regular fabric factory. Of course, the input of resources is a lot cheaper, I would admit. Like, the amount of crops that you need is actually the same, regardless, well, per ton... Oh, actually, no, it's not. Over here, it's 5 tons, and over here, it's 4 tons. But of course, this one uses some chemicals, and this one uses a bit of wood. So it's basically a 1-to-1 ratio of wood to fabric, okay. And then 5-to-1 in terms of crops. So yeah, we'll probably build a bit of clothing and fabric production somewhere, and if we are going to have some wood cutting or something like that in here, to provide the wood needed for things like that, then it shouldn't be too difficult to set up, honestly. And we got the bus platform in... Oh, wait, no, yeah, we got the bus platform in there. So actually building up another area for industry on this side is not too difficult, I would say. I'm not going to start planning it quite yet. But we might also go ahead and put in like a waste incinerator or something all the way in here, or maybe at least waste separation a bit closer somewhere in this area, and then the incinerator is going to be further back. Basically just about within reach of walking distance from the bus platform, just so that the pollution from that, when we start doing it, is not going to hinder the city's health too much, because it makes a whole lot of pollution, and we want to avoid that, at least a decent chunk, let's just say. Right, how's the... Okay, that doesn't work quite in our favour. Let's turn the other way. Trying to use the keyboard for turning. Okay, there's no real traffic jam at the customs right now, at least. So that's good. And we have built a little bit of the roads in here. Of course, a lot of these wagons are still deciding to use the mud roads instead. So we do need to upgrade this road at some point. Somewhere down the line, but that can probably wait for now. Right, we've got the garbage stands over here. I don't know if there's going to be... Actually, no, we're going to put in at least 2 for hazardous waste. The reason it is fairly simple is... well, actually, no, we'll put 3, so it's a 1 row over there. because that is right next to the clinic. I don't think there's anything else that we can actually separate right now, so everything else can just be the... Unless there is... No, there's not going to be anything else, so really, at least in this point in time. Like, the flour mill is going to produce a little bit of waste, so we may need to set up another waste gathering point in here, or maybe somewhere on this end. Or I suppose we can put it near the... or along this footpath in here. Well, regardless, we've got another building done. That's building number 2, technically speaking, within the town. Well, technically speaking 3, because we should really factor in the horse feeding station. So 3 buildings, plus I suppose there's a little bit of... no. Well, there are some of the pipes actually that have been built already, yeah. Alright then. Right, well, are we getting the workers in here? Not right now. I'm guessing the fire station is probably being prioritized a bit further. There's 2 open halls heading in here, but no passenger wagons. Maybe the passengers actually headed for this one. So they are. Well, we do want to get the factory connection done. I mean, it's not a huge priority right now, but it would be nice to have that built, so that we don't need to then utilize the workforce from... Or we don't need to get workers into the bus platform to pick up with the construction office over here to deliver to that one, because they can't go in there directly. So let's see, we've got the... Some of these footpaths actually have not yet started. They could be started. They haven't been started yet. Is that one? That's the kindergarten over here. I think that might be the first kindergarten that we built, maybe? I'm actually not entirely sure about that. Is this one... Right, that's the shopkeeper housing. That's another thing that we are hopefully going to be building. So I think this could be sort of a mixed housing in beginning. This might be one of the buildings that we'll definitely build before we move anyone else in. And then... There isn't actually any housing on that road there. There is the one over there. And of course there's a housing over that way. Well, we may need to figure out... Well, I suppose there is the wine house over here. And that's actually not too tricky to build. You know what? Yeah, we're going to go ahead and continue that construction. Get the groundworks done in there and all that. Because that's going to be... Actually, how much is that? If I remember, that's 70 workers, but I could be mistaken. No, it's 50 workers, okay. I mean, still okay as a start. We can build that one, and then, for example, the shopkeeper's housing, or something else. I'm not entirely sure yet. So this is going to be the elementary school. We don't necessarily need to have the headquarters of the Communist Party from the get-go. We will need it relatively soon, but not necessarily immediately. Oh, there we go. That footpath is almost done. It's going to open up a... Well, it might open up a bit more options in here later on to continue with the construction. There's another digging crew right there. And how many things is the construction office down here, technically speaking, still assigned to? There is a decent bit of footpaths. I'm not entirely sure if they are actually sending the vehicles out at all. I don't think so. Oh no, they have delivered it at some point. There's return to base. Ah, okay. There's one of these footpaths over on the eastern end of the town. Well, I suppose getting these built is still a useful thing. Yeah, so we've got the fire station now, hopefully getting all the resource that is needed. That's still going to be quite a bit, truckloads of bricks and one more board to get in all of that done, but that's, again, it's a little bit closer, and hopefully we'll build this footpath fairly quickly. Luckily that is just about long enough that we can use a digging crew in there, so we'll need to deliver that, of course, but it shouldn't be too difficult. We'll need to get some gravel for that, but it has not been assigned. Oh, you know what, we can... Oh, of course it's not been assigned because we decided to not build that. This one at least is going to be built. We could probably reduce the priority of that a little bit. All the time being. So the... Oh, no. We deliver some workers for the factory connection over here. And they are doing a fairly good job. Oh, there's 24 of them. Oh, well, that will explain. So, work is being done. Unfortunately, some of them are already ending their shift a bit early, I think. Yeah, half of them already left. I don't think we'll be able to complete this work quite yet, but we are at least getting through the paving, and now we just need to roll the asphalt to be even, and then that's going to be at least a factory connection done. Another portion, or another step completed in here then. We still need a whole lot of board and gravel in here for the produce exchange, and that's not really actually getting the stuff it needs currently. We are still going to need a lot of bricks and some board for the clinic. But that will be done eventually. That's going to be building another footpath in here. Did I... Well, I did make sure that that doesn't get built yet. Well, it will be good for the culture and all that, but we don't need it quite yet. Actually, how many visitors can that have? Is that in tourism? I don't remember anymore. It might actually be the residential areas. Right, amphitheater. Oh! It should be about 30 per worker. Well, depending, of course, on the worker, but that's a decent bit. It won't be ever too cold for that to not work. So yeah, it should be pretty effective. Plus, we've got the library over here, and I think we got the theater. Yeah, we got the theater. Speaking of which, did we ever set that to be... I don't think we actually ever connected that one. So we may need to have another footpath in there. Maybe we'll go ahead and plan out another house in between here. Let's see, something that is at least relatively good quality. We could probably go with some medium houses in here, to be fair. This worker house, for example, could do. Put it this way around. Gonna build it as close to that footpath as we can, and then I'm hoping that we can go ahead and build a connection through there, and then still... Oh yeah, there is a node in the middle that we can create. And we can probably go ahead and put in some footpaths in here. I don't know if we're going to be using all of these, but I suppose we can at least try to build them. So we'll still need a little bit more workers over here for the factory connection, and the fire station still needs a bit more work. I suppose one of the things that we could do already is I'm going to go ahead and buy one of the fire trucks. We'll get the 2-horse fire brigade, and we can send that one, once we build all of that, or the fire station, we can send it down that way already. At least in theory. In practice, we might not want to. But we shall see. I mean, we already got a little bit of buildings in here. How's it the fire station looking like in here? Ah, there's no workers there right now. Well, that's unfortunate. What is that one? That's selling a bit of crops. Well, we're getting 67 rubles from that. That's not too shabby, I would say. How's the board price? It has started increasing again. It's almost back to 10 rubles per ton, which is still a fairly small amount, admittedly. But it is slowly growing. We are also... let's see. The wood price is pretty low. The crops price, I suppose one of the things that we could do. So if I look at this year, boards price, so yeah, it has dropped quite a bit. It's now slowly trying to climb up. But like at the start of the year, we were still getting over 12 rubles per ton from board, and it plummeted. But what about crops? How is that looking like? That is... it's slowly been growing, or it's, well, it's fairly stable for most of the year, to be fair. But it is still mostly, I would say, growing. At least it is heading upwards right now, so yeah, it should be fine. I mean, we are getting a decent chunk of our money from selling crops. If we have a look at this year, total exports, we got 18,000 rubles from exporting, which isn't much, but the imports haven't been too drastic either. And of that, 12,000, almost 13,000 rubles is from crops this year. Last year we got only 12,000 from crops. And we've already surpassed that. It's only early October, so we might be getting up to like 15,000 rubles at least from that. Unfortunately, last year we got over 9,000 selling boards. This year, now to be fair, we have sold a lot less boards because the prices just hasn't been there. Now, big thing is, of course, or big problem that we have right now is that we only got 2 things that we're selling. And if you have only 2 things, those prices tend to be affected quite a bit. So what we need to do is get some more things to export, really. And that is, well, maybe a little bit easier said than done. I do wonder, though. Was there... There's a factory connection over there. Because... what we could do... How's the... Okay, that can have just 38 tons. Right, so I got the brick making. I suppose that would be also in the... Oh, yeah, there we go. Brick factory. So this one doesn't pollute too much compared to... Well, I suppose that pollutes the same amount. They can produce 3 tons of bricks for every 7.5 tons of wood. So it's like 2.5 times the input. We could potentially... I suppose it could also be facing down this way, but... Okay, yeah, it would connect in there. Of course, the problem is it doesn't really have the footpath connections available to it. It's a little bit tricky, but I suppose we could also just link it in here. Let's actually rotate that around a little bit. Leave it a little... Well, I suppose it doesn't really matter how long of a gap that is. Actually, the shorter the gap, the less we need to tear down trees, I reckon. So we could potentially build this one in here. And get a road connection through this area. This one won't connect to the warehouse directly, or the storage in there directly. Oh boy, this is going to be tricky. I won't be able to see that road. So it's a bit of guesswork in here. I mean, it's not the worst. And this could definitely be assigned to... Oh, that is already assigned to it. Good. Okay, so we'll be building that one. We will need to build the factory connection as well, but that hasn't been spotted yet. And then we'll go ahead and put in a quick little footpath connection through here. So that way we can get our own brick production. We won't necessarily need too much, but we can then start selling some of the excess bricks that we produce, because we will be able to get a lot of wood still through the... Well, through the forest that we got here, quite frankly. But yeah, so if we build that one, that might actually be a pretty smart idea. I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, that has been assigned to there. But not to... Okay, there we go. Now it's assigned to both of them. Right, and this one's still selling the wood. We're getting 29 rubles for that, so it's a little less than 10 rubles. No, it's about 10 rubles per ton now. Okay. It's not exactly a full truckload, unfortunately. How's the fire station looking like? Oh, it just needs a tiny bit of boards. But more than that, it needs the workers to get in there to do some construction work. Right, and the factory connection over here is still waiting for a few things. It is going to be getting some passengers. That will at least be useful there. The bus platform is yet to be built. But again, I hope that at least today, or basically during the year 1905, we can then go ahead and get most of these basic buildings here done, and then hopefully get at least work started on some housing, because we do need the housing. There's no questions about that. But the question is, of course, how quickly can we get all the things built? Now, luckily, we do have the gravel road in here, so the travel along that one would be faster, but of course, most of these vehicles are choosing to utilize the other one, partially because the turn into here tends to be a little bit easier on that portion. Plus, you know, since the top speed doesn't really matter that much. And they only they calculate the route usually when it's clear, and then once it starts raining, they usually don't switch the direction that they're going to. Like, basically, it needs to start raining, and then they need to be choosing the route. Then they'll try to take the fastest route. It's a bit similar when you need to clear roads of snow, and if you don't clear all the roads, or at least a decent chunk of the roads, then quite often they'll be running through, like, a fairly snowed-in roads and driving very slowly. Which is a bit of a shame, but not much you can do about it. Other than, well, I suppose you can do quite a bit about it by clearing out the roads, really. Right, so there's 12 workers coming off the fire station. Of course, we have got on the resource in there now. We'll still need a lot more workers than that, but that is still going to be... Half the workers are going to be assisted with the cranes here. But that's honestly not too shabby. Let's see if... Wait, are we getting... oh, yeah, we're getting up to 24 in here, aren't we? Okay, well, we are still going to get a decent bit of work done with these... Wait a minute. I don't think we... Right, this was the concrete. No. It was a worker one. Okay, hold on a minute. Yeah, there is actually only one heading in here right now. Well, we've got half the work done there with just that, so not bad actually. So, yeah, it must be a larger impact than the 5 that was previously. So I'm guessing that is some of the tweaks somewhere along the line. Or along the way. Right, well, we've got a little bit more work done, or work to do on that particular footpath. Did we get the... Ah, yeah, we did get these done. That one's still waiting for some more gravel. But that's alright. How we go on over here? So we need a bit more gravel for the footpath there. And that's going to be the... Well, basically we'll need to grab some of these workers. I guess what we'll do is we'll probably have like about half the workers go to the fire station, just to be on the safe side. And then the rest will be split. Eventually we might have some more granular split there, but we'll need to have a fairly steady flow of workers coming in here. Which is partially why we got the shortcut road over here, which will probably be used between the town and that one. At least partially. And we'll probably need to have several buses in there. Did we put in the... Ah, here's the end station, right. And there's the technical services. I don't suppose we have any vehicle depots in here nearby. At least planned out. I don't think we'll have any built, of course, yet, but even having one plan out would be nice. No, I don't think we have any in here. There's another technical services. Of course, the terrain is a little bit uneven in here. If we have a look at it, it's fairly steep hillside here. Of course, the easiest way to kind of see the grand scheme of things is if we get down here. Yeah, it's a bit of a hillside already over there, and then it's quite a bit more hillside when you go, unsurprisingly, up the hill here. Then we got this particular road in here. That's you don't initially want to be driving very tall vehicles along here. Oh, speaking of driving along here, is that the... Which vehicle is that? Oh, that's delivering bricks for the wine house. Okay. I suppose that's alright. So that's getting some stuff in here. Ah, we still need a lot of resources in there, but I guess we are getting started on that work. Still need a bit more workers for the fire station. We did get the factory connection now built out at least, so that's good. Still need to get a whole lot of gravel for several things in here. The orchard we haven't started working on yet, but that's going to be providing us a... Not like a huge amount, but it will be providing us with some food. So that's going to be good. Of course, a lot larger amount of food is probably going to be provided by the flour mill, and that's going to be providing directly into the storehouse over here, or the warehouse over there. And then what we can do is... Actually, I suppose we could build that as a one-way connection as well. Maybe. I don't think they'll be feeding through too much, but it does mean that we don't accidentally then build this one if we manage to empty at least part of it, one way or another. But yeah, so we'll have that one active at some point in the future. And the produce exchange still needs a whole lot of resources. It doesn't have a crane or anything like that. I suppose we haven't put anyone to provide the workers to anyway. There's a bit more gravel coming in for yet another footpath. I believe it's that one. That one still needs a bit more gravel there. That one needs a gravel. So I guess all the digging crews are rather busy or occupied one way or the other. Where's the third one though? Oh no, both of these are actually part of the same construction office. Okay, so the digging crew from here is actually idle right now. Did it do... Oh no, it didn't do that one yet. But it will probably do that now. Yeah, Ironwood's unfinished footpath, so it must be this one. It does still need a bit more gravel. Yeah, but there's the open hole coming in here now, so that will be built. They'll also need to produce the road, which I guess has yet to be assigned to here. Then we'll need to build in a few more things in there. But yeah, we can get some brick production and we can then sell some of that. Like, what I'll probably do is I'll just have one truck in here picking up the bricks and then delivering it first into there. If that is full, then just exporting the rest. If it does empty everything, then I'm pretty sure that with the logic these days, how the vehicles behave. It will immediately pick up if it's just 2 unload orders back to back, and then it already unloads everything in the first one, then it won't bother going for the second one at all, which will save us a bit of time. And if there is some bricks to be sold, then, you know, we can get... Actually, how much are the bricks worth? Let's see, 23.3 rubles per ton. And how much can we carry on a... No, that's a dumper. On one open hole, so that's 2.4 tons. Technically speaking, if we go for the high capacity one of these, they're going to be up to 2.6 tons. So let's think about this. 2.6 tons? Or, well, let's calculate this rather. So 2.6 times, it was what, 23.3. We'll round it down a little bit. That would make about 60 rubles per truckload. It's not much. But I suppose it's going to be mostly fine. It does take 2.5 tons of wood to make 1 ton of bricks for us, though. So, plus a bit of a worker cost in there, involved. 2.5 tons of wood still makes only about, I don't know, 16-ish rubles per ton. So it is still an improvement in the value, at least, if nothing else. And I suppose considering how low the board price right now, it is probably worthwhile to get at least another thing to sell in there. Okay, so we've gotten a few more of the footpaths. Well, actually... Oh yeah, we did get one over there. And where is the digging crew right now, I suppose? That's a good question. It could be that it's... Oh yeah, it's over there, actually. Going for another footpath on this end of the town. Hopefully we'll get most of these areas built. Well, at least the footpaths. Of course, we don't need to build the footpaths too quickly right now. But we do want to get those underway at least sooner or later. There's a bit more boards coming in for the wine house. So is that one... Well, still needs a decent bit of bricks, a bit of steel, and some boards after this. But not too expensive in terms of materials, actually. Especially once we start producing our own bricks. That 1 ton of steel is not really that bad. Of course, there are other buildings that don't take any steel. But at the same time, they usually take a whole lot of boards and... gravel. We don't produce gravel yet. We will get some gravel production, of course, over here eventually. Well, over here, there's going to be the quarry, then the gravel processing. Then we've got a engine pushing into the aggregate storage there. And that's where we'll be picking up our gravel. And then, of course, we got the concrete and asphalt over here. We've got quite a few places for waste in there, which is probably going to be good. We also got the dumping area over here, where we can put in stuff to, you know, some of it will dissipate. And actually what we can do is we can turn some fertilizer or some biological waste into fertilizer just by letting it sit on the dump for a while. Depends a little bit on the building that produces it, I suppose, but to some degree at least we can let it sit there and get some fertilizer out of it. Let's see, that's 2.1 tons of gravel going for another footpath, alright then. And it's raining again. Well, lovely. What do we have sitting in here? Concrete, and carrot-hole. Okay. So the dumpers are still very busy. I suppose the open hole trucks are also rather busy. We've got, what, 2 open holes? Yeah, 2 open holes are a whole lot of 6 dumpers. Well, I suppose the dumpers are the ones that we use the most anyway, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Still quite a few things. I thought I said you did not pick out the work, but I suppose you did still pick up the works that were in there. Okay, did we get the footpaths done already in this side? We did get the footpath, okay. Did I set you to not search for footpaths? I think I should. Or maybe I can just, you know, remove the footpaths that you have right now. The roads you can still work on. Oh, no, you're still searching for them. Are you? Possibly. Oh, wait, what's that? Oh, that's the factory connection. Okay, so that was a different one. There's still some footpaths, though. That road can stay. Gonna remove all of these for now. Wait, what's there? Oh, no, it wasn't that one. And then there's 2 more footpaths. That at least reduces the things that you need to go to. You can still search for new footpaths if they're close enough, but right now it's just to have someone do the digging in this area when need be. Also, we had 2,300 workdays remaining on the iron mine to be built. Honestly, what I probably should have done is just set up like a quarry or something. Actually, how is the connections in here? There are connections there. Now, getting a road connection in here is going to be a little bit tricky, though. But in theory, there is another option. A moderate option, that, but just a quarry, I suppose it wouldn't be producing anything. I mean, it would be producing a tiny bit, but yeah, it's too much, or too little to really be worthwhile setting up one of these. But this one is a lot easier to build. Of course, the production is going to be much, much smaller, but the construction costs and time is drastically reduced. Of course, since it's a quarry, you don't mine down. Of course, you know, the productivity then per worker is like a quarter of what it would be otherwise. But the iron mine does pollute a decent bit, luckily. Oh, well, luckily. I don't know what lucky there is about that, let's be honest. But regardless, it's a matter of fact that it does pollute. The vet's got a few workers there. We've got at least one firefighter. We do have this one going to pick up some more workers from the customs. Maybe not quite enough, but... oh, there we go. The board price has gone back to 10 rubles. We'll probably wait at least until 12 rubles before we start exporting any extra. I mean, we are still exporting some, but right now it's... just to keep things moving, really. So is that road... okay, that needs a bit more gravel. Still about 3 wagon loads worth. Well, technically speaking, a bit more than 2, but it will be then 3 total. I suppose we could also go ahead and bring the stuff for that one already. Now, how's the footpath looking like in here? So we have got a few more steps. At least here and there, but yeah, there's still a little bit more gap in here that we do need to build. But I said these should not be built. Okay, never mind then. I didn't factor in that area. Okay, so let me just go ahead and suspend the construction of this, so that we don't go through everything quite yet. Admittedly though, what I could do... okay, so I did cancel that one. Maybe we can build some of these. Guess we do need to go through there as well, don't we? But not through here, I don't think. So I'm thinking that I could probably just go ahead and construct these two, just so that we have a connection through the town already along with the footpath. We've got both of the digging crews sitting in there. I suppose it's a lot of short distance footpaths that we need to build. So every time that we get the team deliver in there, by the time the truck is making its way back, it's already completed. So they'll always return in here before that. And the reason why they teleport is because the roads and footpaths and such don't usually... well, there's some corner cases, but most of the time they do not count as constructions. So one, they don't need maintenance or anything like that, but also there's no like location left behind, so to speak, for the vehicle to go, or like the mechanisms to go and drive back from, if it's something that can move, or with the case of these digging crews, needs to be picked up. So since there is no, technically speaking, building to go to anymore, or location to go to anymore at that point, then it just teleport back. It's a nice convenient thing, admittedly. Don't need to drive constantly back and forth everywhere, but yeah. It's one of those things that isn't necessarily entirely realistic. But I can definitely, like from game design perspective, I can definitely understand why they decided to just go with that plan instead. Right, we need to get 11 tons of steel for the bus platform. Okay then, that's a bit expensive. But we did get the fire station there, so that's good. Let's go ahead and send in the fire truck from here down to that way. We won't actually have anyone running that yet, but at least we'll have the vehicle ready there. Because now that we've got the vehicle in there and all that, it might mean that there's a higher chance of a fire happening. I'm hoping that there won't be, but there's a good chance that there will be. Alright, well, there's another 3 tons of steel at least coming in here. So we'll still need a few more truckloads to get everything in there. How's the production exchange? Oh, that still needs a lot of boards, that's for sure. We have done some other work in there, but I suppose that's mostly the groundworks, isn't it? Yeah, because we never actually assigned the workers to go in there. Do we have... No, we don't have cranes there. When do we have our cranes then? Available. Because I know we got 2 of them. Ah, we got the road built there. And have we done the... Well, we haven't done the groundworks for the brick firing kiln yet. So we can probably get that underway soon enough. And then let's have a look at this. So you are only working the bus platform. Both the cranes are waiting there. And the bus platform has to crane from here, I believe. Okay, well, in that case... There's some of the footpaths that we could build, but I don't think I'm going to waste foreign workers for that one right now. I think what we should realistically speaking do is start working on either the Proctruge Exchange, which is still going to be very expensive, but at least we can get some of the work going in there. I'm going to make that as... well, maybe this one can be a high priority, and then there's going to be a medium priority. Once the bus platform is done, we'll turn that into high priority, so we'll get all the board and gravel in there, so we can get that work continuing on for a while. I mean, it's probably going to take at least a few months for that to be built. Let's be honest. And then I suppose we do need the school. The school doesn't necessarily need to be built immediately, but it does help with the situation rather rapidly. So we do want to have that one built before we bring anyone in. Also, this one's going to require some more workers. Go ahead and assign the resource and construction office over there. And I suppose this one could also be assigned to that. So I'll open up the route down this way. Some of the buildings, because that, again, that's another very important footpath anyway. I don't suppose I never built the... Let's see, so we've got one children's playground in here. Of course, it doesn't have an impact yet. We do have another one over there, so that covers the housing area there for sure. This one does cover some of the area in here. And I believe, well, we don't have another one in here yet, do we? No, we do not. There's one of the things that I could do for that. Is let's go ahead and remove some of the footpaths in here. We'll put it in the middle. Let's see, so that would be under the monuments. Technically speaking, it doesn't really matter which one we build. I mean, the medium one is a bit more expensive, and the larger one, of course, even more expensive, but for the most part, they're pretty similar. At least in function they are. So we'll build that there, that people can walk through that one, and it's a nice look. Never mind, we don't need it. We've got one over there already. I mean, we might put one in somewhere over this way, but yeah, we've got one there. We've got one over there. We don't need this one. I suppose we can just build up the footpath back in here. That'll be fine. Right, so we've got one of the cranes in here already. The other one is arriving. A little resource in there. We are still needing a bit more steel for the bus platform. The work is coming along fairly nicely. We've got 12 workers there right now, of course. Those are going to be... They won't be able to complete the work there. Although there's another 12 workers, but even then we don't have all the steel yet required. So that is still going to delay our progress at least to some degree. Regardless, at least there's a bit of work done there. Now, how we're looking on the... Well, I suppose there's nothing else to really worry about there. What about the brickwork? Or brick firing kiln? That is... we've done the groundworks there now, so that's good. We're just picking up the digging crew from there now. And we have not done a lot of work for the factory connection yet. That's something that we'll probably start working on. That could actually be a bit higher priority than the Proctruge Exchange. Because the sooner we have that one built... And then that one hopefully built as well. We should be fine. I mean, we've got both the cranes in here right now, of course. And we'll probably let them stay there. At least for the current state of affairs. Right, well, is that one? Right, that's the vineyard. So that's going to be a decent bit, or hopefully a decent bit of alcohol produced there over time. Because initially it might not be all that much. But I'm hoping that we can turn that around later on. There's a bit more steel brought in. There we go. So that means that we can almost complete the work. We'll need one more truckload. That is a bit more gravel coming in for another footpath. Which is probably this one, actually. Yeah, it might well be. Yeah, that's the one. Well, we can at least do a decent bit of the work there. Is that one going? That could be going for the footpath. Yep, that. No, that's actually a different one. The one over there, okay. Also, it needs to go all the way around again. Well, once we get some of the footpath in here, I suppose we do not have a road to go through the town at all. It's going to be going around for a lot of these things, but it's not that long of a distance. It's a bit of a sizable distance, but it's probably manageable, I would say. Maybe. Hopefully. Another thing that I might do in the long run, probably not immediately, but in the long run, I might build a few tunnels to connect to the further areas of the town, just so that we can get to the bus platform easily from those. But even then, it might not be the best of ideas. I mean, it's probably not the worst either. Right, we've got a bit of gap over here. We might actually just leave a few trees there. I'm going to go and actually plant a couple more, just to make a bit of a greener area in here. Just a bit of a mixture of trees, really. Hello, Pip. How's it going? Are you excited for Atlas 6.1? Oh, there we go. That's now supplied with all the resources needed there. Now, how's the... Okay, so yeah, we got all of that. We haven't gotten the factory connection in here yet supplied, so we can't build that one quite yet. What's this one doing? That's about to sell some crops. Alright, that's good. How's the... Okay, the board price has increased a little bit, so that's good. Not much though, and the crops price is roughly stable. It hasn't gone much up or down, which is actually kind of a useful thing. At least it's going to be a steady income. Ooh, how bad is this year total? It's 11, almost 12,000 deficit. We did have a couple months where we did a bit of profit, but not much, unfortunately. But again, the profit compared to what we have cash reserves right now, it's not, or the deficit rather, compared to the cash reserves, is still luckily pretty good. Doing good. You're very excited for the Atlas season. You're going to actually participate quite a lot this time. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, unfortunately last season you had some a work in the way of hobbies, if I remember correctly. Which is unfortunate, but understandable. Alright, there should be some more workers coming in here, so the bus platform will be done soon-ish. I don't think these are going to be quite enough to complete the work. They are going to be doing the most of the work there already, and then of course the produce exchange still needs quite a bit more resource in there. Work, work, work. Indeed. So are you planning on doing some more cooking and farming then? Alright, so that's going for refueling. Yeah, more fixed schedule definitely helps a lot on like planning around and participating in things. Oh, this could use a bit of repairs, I think. Is this working for... Okay, yeah, that's working for distribution office. I'm going to move it in there to be repaired, and then once it's done, we can... Which one was it? It's part of this one. Okay, good. We got a few vehicles that definitely needed a bit of fixing at this point. But yeah, it'll definitely be interesting to see. With all the fish and chips. Fair enough. Yeah, I kind of figured it much to be fair, but yeah, I figured I'd ask. Get at least confirmation about that. And there's a bit more gravel coming in. We're still importing most of the resource that we need in here. But eventually we'll be producing everything on this map on our own, but it will take some time. But yeah, I think well, I mean, I did write already in the group Discord, but like I'm definitely going to be doing the bow making again, because I just think that it fits like James's character quite nicely. But then I've been kind of thinking that I might take on the farming. Like, I don't mean that I'm going to be the only farmer or anything like that, but at least do some of the farming if needed, or if if there's no one else that really wants to do the blacksmithing, then I can take on that. And again, at least it's something that I've done a lot, so it's a familiar thing to do. Yeah, I remember on some of the trips you just had like 1,000 fish and chips that you just plopped down on a barrel somewhere or something like that. I'd imagine that, like, when you take all the fish and chips out of the barrel, there'd probably be a lot of grease left behind on the bottom of the barrel. Okay, so that's a bit more wood coming in for the future shopping center. So that'll be good. We did get the gravel for the footpath there already. And that footpath... oh, right, so after that is done, we'll actually have a route to bring in the workers a little bit shorter distance. Well, actually, they'll still need to go like around that way, but they don't need to drive all the way around there anymore to get to some of these things. So all other things they'll still need to drive all the way through there. Is that... oh, that's housing in there. Okay, I said it so that it's not actually going to be built yet, but eventually it will be. I'm also interested to see... yeah, that's definitely a good thing. I think what we should probably do is try to find in like a nice island on either the... probably roughly on the northern half of the 2 grids, or the bottom half of the 4 grids, because that's probably going to be where we can find the sort of ideal conditions for that sort of stuff, and also, you know, not to have suffer through all the heat waves, hopefully. Although, technically speaking, we might be able to settle down on even some of the tundra regions as well, to be fair. Now that I think of it. I think... I don't remember exactly, but I think you could do potato farming in those as well. But I could be mistaken. Oh, there's the digging crew going for another footpath. Which one is it, actually? Ah, all the way there, but it is utilizing the... oh yeah, there we go. So it should be... yeah, it's driving through there. Alright, well, that's good. Equatorial is best for the growing. I need to see if to change. I believe Equatorial didn't... or wasn't able to grow the potatoes, if I remember correctly. Like, that was temperate or maybe tundra? But like, at least the temperate was able to farm a lot of the things. But that does have some things like the limes and oranges and that sort of thing that it cannot grow, and that's where Equatorial comes in. At least. I could be mistaken. Again, it's just it's been a good while since played with the Dark Side mods on here, of course. Only since only in the Dark Side servers anyway, but yeah. Hard to remember all the details. Right, let's go in for refuel. Over there. We have started working at least a little bit on the shopping center in here. Still needs loads and loads of resources, but we did get the bus platform done now. We don't have any power in here yet, which actually... oh. Hold on a minute. Oh, right, yeah, this was the electric substation that we need to build. And this one is not too long to get built, but I suppose it's not as high on the list. Maybe if we make that a bit higher priority, that could be done sooner. Take a while to get the books for it. So I was thinking of best place that can grow most stuff. Yeah, true. Elephant hunting is probably going to be another thing again. But yeah, I think the... Like, depending, of course, on what exactly we're after in with the plants that, or the crops that we want to grow, I think the temperature regions were probably the most versatile. I remember before they changed that in the mod, that the areas have like different things. Temperate was basically able to farm basically everything. That is what we had in, I think, in, or almost everything at least. We had that in Port Shiny, I believe. Oh, the best food needs tallow. Ah, right, yeah. All elephants. Always getting hunted. And then this is trampling all the trees, so everyone hates them. Or maybe they're evil. Who knows? Right, let's go ahead and put in a bit of a traffic sign in here. I'm going to go ahead and assign the traffic to just flow through freely. Okay, yeah, I did take that. And over here, we're going to do the same. Actually, what I suppose I could do. I could combine these two into one. Oh, but that... That doesn't quite work. I mean, it does, but you can only have one or two priority areas. Although... Actually, yeah, we can do that. Just try this tallow. Ah, yeah. There's a lot of fried foods in the mod. That's for sure. Right, so if we do that one... And then we put in... So this is going to be the main road heading north. Or the... Basically, it's going to be 2-lane roads in here. Or one-way roads in here. So number 2 should be a priority. And number 5 should be a priority. And then number 6 and number 3 can be taken away. There we go. So that should work relatively well. I'm not entirely sure if that's going to be the best idea. But at least that's workable. I think we may need to redo or do that on a lot of other places as well. We'll worry about that a little bit later, I guess. Now, we are getting a bit more resource in here. Still need a lot of gravel, though, but that is underway. What about the brick production in here? Have we gotten the building at least mostly sorted? We have not. Okay, I suppose if the other place is kind of high priority right now because it's got the cranes and getting workers regularly, it makes sense that that's going to be delayed a little bit. We still haven't built the factory connection over here yet. Of course, it's too small to get a building team in there, so we just need to get individual workers there. And of course, another thing that we need to do is assign the construction office providing the workers there. But that's going to take a little while. What is this one working on? Or rather, where are the vehicles? Somewhere far away. Oh. That going for another... Oh, there's a whole lot of footpaths again. Alright then. Well, I suppose if it helps with some of this work, I guess it's not entirely bad. We haven't changed much. It might be lucky that you can still use the books you made for recipes. I think, yeah, I don't think they've changed anything like that in there, so it should be just fine. Like, it's mostly been bug fixing and stuff like that, as far as I've understood. Alright, is that? Oh, I suppose that's the closest road, is it? Closest that I can drive to, yeah. Okay, so that's why it's heading down that way. But we are getting the... Oh, wait, no, the substation over here hasn't been getting all the resources yet. But we should be able to do the groundworks there soon enough. Then we can get some power in here, which would be kind of useful. Looks like the produce exchange is looking pretty good. I'm actually pretty glad that Grumbles is bringing Skinny Pete back. Because like a few days ago, it was still a little bit uncertain if he will or won't be. As far as I've understood. Or at least he hadn't said that to Lanovar. Well, I was... funnily enough, I was actually poking him like regarding the... Atlas season starting like a few days ago, Or like a day or two before the announcement was made. So it was kind of a fun timing. I had one for what you needed for company food, and a recipe for those interested in what goes in what. Ah, okay. Yeah, no, I think that's still going to be very viable, resources-wise. Or like the information shouldn't be invalid, let's just say. Okay, there's a bit of gravel going for the produce exchange. Yeah, it was pretty good timing indeed. Right, we need another 25 tons of gravel here. We need 110 tons of boards. How's the price for boards? Actually, are we... No, we're still making a bit of deficit. Because we're doing a lot of construction work, that's taking a decent bit of foreign workers. That's the main thing, I suppose. If we look at last year, for example, we did export more than we imported. Even if we include the vehicles, but it's the foreign workers that we need to hire. That is the primary expense at this point. And what's this one? Oh, a steam-operated police car. Well, now we're talking. So we're not going to be buying those yet, but at least we'll have that as an option. Right, so there's a bit more crops coming out. That is slightly more money, I think. Actually, let's double check. How is the price for crops looking like? It is almost 22 rubles, actually. Ah, fair enough. Okay, that's that. Oh, it's going to refuel. I do have a pointer regarding the point system, but I'll get to that after the ad break. Okay, so there's a... Oh wait, did I... Yeah, no, actually that is set to be built, but it's probably not a prioritized right now. Okay, and then that one's not going to be built yet. We did get the footpath to the vineyard already in there. There's a bit more stuff in here that will need to be built. Is the... Oh, that's a tiny footpath over there. Okay. That can probably wait for a little while, I think. As long as we can get the... Oh, hold on a minute. Okay, we have assigned this to be built. It hasn't been built yet. This one has also not been built. Let's see, so which one is this one? That's got the 6 dumper, so that needs to be the one assigned in here to at least get the resources started. And then I suppose the Unsung Valley construction office needs to get in here to get the actual work going in on that one. This one's already been assigned, but of course, I guess there's so much other places that we need to build right now. Right, nothing done in there. I guess that one... Yeah, no, that's still waiting. I'm guessing all the dumpers are... Oh, hold on a minute. Did we manage to fix this one already? We did. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and send this one back there. Do we still have vehicles that are... Or other vehicles, we probably do, that are quite worn down. There's some more open haul trucks. Oh, right, open haul trucks. The woodcutter vehicles are quite worn down, so I'm going to send one of them in there already. We'll fix them one at a time. And then we can make sure that they are operational again. But to get to the point regarding the skills points, yeah, like the farming and cooking, that will take basically most of it. Like, I think, I don't remember the exact numbers, but I guess you'll probably have like a little bit extra points for some, like using the better guns and such, and riding and a few other things, but there's not going to be much. There's, regardless of whether I'm going to be taking the farming and bow making, or just bow making and blacksmithing, I won't have a lot of spare either, to be fair. Oh, so that's going to the... Oh, we've got 100 tons of crops over here in the field. Let me double check. How much do we have on the other fields? A decent bit. Let's see, so that's about 80 tons. Okay, that's 4 times 80 plus a little bit extra, so let's say about 340 tons over there, 440 tons, 480 tons on the fields here. That's a pretty decent amount. Did we actually remove the... Oh yeah, we've got 3 covered haul trucks in here. Got plenty of fertilizer, so that's good. We can get the farms going most of the time. Of course, another thing is, like, if we have flag off the crew, I don't know, like, how many people are wanting to take up the farming. Like, some of them will probably want to take up some of the farming stuff, at least for gathering resources. So if we have, like, half the crew with the farming, then I don't think I necessarily need to take that one then. But it was just one of the things that I was just kind of considering for the some of the story points that I had in mind for James. That I might be fitting, but again, it's not something that I'm too adamant about. Okay, so there's the... There's a little bit crops in there, plus I suppose we've got quite a bit in there. But how's the construction work coming along? It's still taking quite a while. I mean, we've got most of the gravel at least in there, so the rest of that, it should be relatively easy. I say relatively, very tentatively, but sure. How's the... Oh yeah, we've got a bit of crops there for fuel for the horses. That works just fine. We haven't built up the road over here yet. It has been assigned, but it's a low priority, so it's going to be after we're done, basically, or everything else. We don't actually need to get the fresh water from here yet. We can just use the vehicles to bring in the water initially. Especially once we get the substation in here, it's going to be relatively easy to supply that one. It's just going to take a while before it's done. Oh, hold on a minute. Electric substation. Oh, we're getting work on this one done. Oh, we haven't built these, but we do have the shortcut through here at least, so that's good. Wait, so it's getting the stuff, but it doesn't even have the gravel or the asphalt there yet. Alright then. That one's bringing some more boards in. Oh, right, actually, how's the repairs going for the wagon here now? It has... Oh, it is still repair in progress, but it has been almost done. It's 94%. We just need to have, like, one more worker set foot in that building, and that should be enough. I suppose once we're done with all the gravel, we can build up this factory connection, I reckon. At least in theory. Do we have a lot of traffic at the customs here? A little bit. I think once we eventually, these trees will be cut down by the woodcutting post, so we won't plant the trees back quite as close because it's a little bit difficult to see what's going on in there. So we'll just have to wait with that, I reckon. But how's the... Okay, yeah, that's selling some more board. It's still a pretty bad price though, so I guess that's not really helping us. But at least, you know, there's some income from there. So it's not all bad. Okay, what do we have here? The produce exchange. We still need another 98 tons of boards. Alright, no worries. Enjoy your food. Ah, there's another ton coming in for the produce... wait, is that the last one? Oh, it is the last one. Well, last of the gravel that is needed there. There we go. That's still quite a bit of work to be done in there to complete all of it. Right. Well, we've done at least pretty good progress there. Now we're looking on the... Oh, we have actually gotten a little bit more work done on the iron mine. And also what I might do is... I'm going to stop making the iron mine right now. We do want to build it, but we don't need it right now. Oh, there we go. The fire station is half of it, and the other three take 160. There we go. So that's going to keep the fire station at least somewhat supplied with workers. It might not be quite enough, but I'm hoping that that's at least going to be... well, enough to get started, let's just say. So let me just quickly check something. I have to apologize for the gap in there. Ah, there we go. Right, we've gotten... Oh, right, we've got the footpath to the Orchard Barracks over here already done. Of course, this might not really be used too much. It is just about within reach of all the things, but again, right now, it's not necessarily going to be too important. We haven't got the garbage stand over there, but I suppose this one's actually not close enough to a lot of the things. Oh, I was about to say, like, it's not even close enough to the shop, but no, the shop is right there. That's the warehouse, but the warehouse is not underway yet. Is this one... Oh, it's right there. Okay, that needs a bit more gravel to be brought in. And then that one needs a bit more gravel. I guess that is actually getting gravel already. Or will be. And there's a bit more work done on the produce exchange. That will at least be somewhat underway. Now, how are we looking on the... Well, I suppose there's nothing going in here yet. Is there a lot of traffic along the... Oh, is this one? Oh no, that's just going for the field. Okay, I suppose... Yeah, I guess the road over here isn't exactly the most even of things. Problem is, of course, it's so steep in here that it's... Oh wait, there is a vehicle heading back from here. Ah! Right, that's picking up some more workers. Okay, and then that's going to go back to the produce exchange. That's actually good because they are using kind of this road in the intended way. Of course, the temperatures and all that is... or rather, the rains and all that are going to make the traveling over there a bit slower, admittedly. But a lot of the time, they're not even using the proper road. Oh, well, I say proper road, the gravel road in here anyway. But effectively speaking, is the proper road right now. Oh no, so it's 68 rubles per truckload right now. Oh, Stanley Steamer, that is another... that's a personal vehicle, I believe. Well, fair enough. I'd actually wonder... If we have a look at the vehicles that we could purchase, well, I suppose... actually, let's just look through here. So if we go according to speed... Oh, these can actually go... That can go 50 kilometers per hour. That can go 45. And there's the police horse, which is 28. There's the ambulance with 26. And then there's the a thoroughbred horse. Basically, it's just a personal vehicle. That is... Oh, I suppose personal transportation would probably be more accurate in this case. But yeah, that can only carry one person, but that's got 26 as well. And then we got the 2-horse ambulance with 23. And then it's the 22s and slower. So yeah, a lot of the vehicles can't really go all that quick, unfortunately. But I suppose we're still 1905. We haven't really gotten even a lot of the steam-used vehicles yet. Or like cars and such, and trucks. They will eventually be available though, but it's gonna take a while. Now, one of the things that I might do... How bad is the... Basically what I might want to do is just remove some of this road and then connect over here. We can then combine these potentially into one intersection if need be. But we don't initially have to. But just having an easier exit over there, or exit from the roundabout, would be ideal. Right now they are using the roundabout both directions. Well, actually, no, they're not. They are using it correctly. Also, is this one... Oh, that has a bit worn down. Okay, well the problem is that if we stop moving this one, then there's no one bringing the workers for the stuff over there, so let's go ahead and send that one back. Do we have any... Well, no, none of those are available. I guess what we could do, I'm going to go ahead and get a new bus in here. We'll just go with the 2-horse passenger wagons. It's not particularly fast, it's 18 kilometers per hour, but I guess it's not the worst. We can live with that. So we'll get that one in here. We'll assign that to take the place of the bus in here right now, which is providing the workers, and then that can be sent to be repaired. Also, I suppose what we could do is we can probably have a look at one of these. Yeah, that could probably be fixed. Send that one back. It might cause a bit of short... Well, it's not really a shortage of wood right now, is it? No, both of these stockpiles are full. Plus, that one's almost full. But we're pretty full on board right now, so that's one of the things that is limiting there. Did we... Right, we've done the groundworks over here already. We need a bit of gravel. Did we get the gravel for the... No, not yet, for the factory connection. We've got on one truckload, but that's about it. Okay, so that one's... Oh! Oh, hold on a minute. Right, we didn't get the passenger wagon over here yet. But we're gonna just... Oh yeah, it's gonna be waiting there. Because it's on a line, it will actually go to the building and it won't stop the traveling. But that's why we need to have 2 vehicles over here, at least, to run with that. At least for a little while. Then later on we can maybe assign that for some other duties. But right now that's actually a smart thing to do. Now another thing that would be a smart thing to do though is some sort of vehicle repair station here within the reach of the... Wait, maybe we did already have a veterinarian somewhere. I just don't remember. That's the clinic, or one of the clinics. I guess it would be... No, I don't think we have it. Was there no... Oh, wait, no, we do have a location here set up. Oh, well, we'll plan out, but it's not built yet. Okay, there we go. So that is at least a good place for us to repair things. We might go ahead and continue the road over there. Go ahead and take the snapping tool away. Get a little bit of a angle in here. Guess that'll do. So that's going to be a bit of a shortcut over here. Just for the heck of it. Not that we necessarily need it, but it's there now. Of course, it hasn't been built yet, so we can still change it if need be. Right, how's the... Still in 92 tons of boards. Oh, that's going to take a while then. And then... That footpath is getting some stuff there. There we go. So we are actually getting into this area now. It does mean that we might be able to build the shopkeeper housing. Which, of course, does need a lot of resources. And it's going to be a bit of time-consuming effort at that as well. But... Once we get the produce exchange in here, what we'll probably do initially is we'll just get some, I suppose, meat, food, and I guess a little bit of clothing. We might have a dedicated actually, if I remember correctly, I could be mistaken. Let's double check that. So the produce exchange, it's got 3 vehicles going to be going there at the same time. So we can have a dedicated vehicle for food, a dedicated vehicle for meat, and then a dedicated, well, not necessarily a dedicated vehicle, but a distribution office that is going to deliver some clothing in here and now and then. That should be pretty good. There's a bit of footpath being built in here, so that's going to allow us to get to the water substation and the sewage discharge. Or not the discharge, but the sewage tank over here, rather. So that's going to allow us to get the bad water away, eventually. But right now, it's just going to be operated with trucks for the time being, or wagons in this case. But, yeah. We'll worry about the pipes once we actually have some population in here. Oh, and there we go. That's, well, we still need... Actually, how many is that? 20, almost... Well, basically, it is 30 truckloads of board still. Luckily, we do produce a lot of it ourselves, so it's just a matter of... And actually, we produce the fuel for the vehicles as well ourselves. So that's good. Is this one already fixed? No, this needs to be assigned... Right, set line. That one. And let's launch that one. Because, of course, none of the repairs are happening if no one's bringing the workers. So we assign that one. We're going to repair both of these. And actually, is either one of these that could still use repairs? I'm going to send that one over here as well. Because there's no one else using the stuff in here right now anyway. Because there's not going to be any workers, so we might as well get the repairs going. Is there any other... Well, I suppose there's plenty of vehicles that still need repairs. Yeah, there's starting to be more and more vehicles that are reaching the 50% wear and tear. I mean, they're not really that old vehicles necessarily, but they are slowly, you know, in need of maintenance. At least there's a bit of work done in there. There's the horse feeding yard, which we'll probably remove at some point. And what we'll actually put instead is, well, once we start having some population, we'll put in a bit of a... Oh, no, that's the wrong category. We'll be putting a steam fueling station. It's basically, you know, pick up your coal for your steam boiler on your vehicle. Technically speaking, the horses can also refuel there because it just doesn't take into account like which vehicles can fuel where, because the vanilla stuff is only operating with fuel. But then, of course, the mod stuff allows you to do things like this. Right, so what's that one then? That's a bit of wood going for refuel. Oh, right, yeah, that was the one that we sent to be repaired in here. Well, one of the ones that we sent to repair it. Did we get this one already fixed then? No, they didn't even start that yet. How about you start repairing? Oh, there we go. So that's now heading out to do some more deliveries of workers over here. I guess that actually kind of helps. We can make sure that we've got... Well, I suppose it's going to be a bit of extra cost, but it does mean that we'll be having the fire station supplied with workers on a regular basis. Or a bit more regular basis. It does mean there's going to be a bit more traffic at the customs, which might cause some issues in the long run. Those are still busy. Actually, did you start working on the footpaths again? You did. Well, that's too bad. How's the... Yeah, we got in a bit more boards there. We got another footpath just completed, and then we're delivering it to another unfinished footpath. There's so many footpaths in here that we need to build. Is that one? Oh, that's just about too short for a digging crew, or any mechanisms, really. It's a bit of a shame, but oh well. Okay, so yeah, that's all supplied now. Is the the dumper's heading back to the or not the distribution, the construction office. Oh, actually, I suppose one of the things that I could do in here is I could divide this into two, just have a bit of a shortcut in there. Start building that one. Because they won't be using it right now, but that's going to be, I reckon, later on, if they need to, something from here, for example, needs to go to the clinic, they can get through there quite easily. I suppose another thing... Okay, we could get a connection from here. Oh, wait, no. Other interactor is in the way? Aha. We can make this work. There we are. Make a connection over there. We could potentially split this up to two ways as well, but I don't think we necessarily need to. We'll just have a relatively straight or direct connection in there, let's just say. But we're not going to start building that yet. It's not going to be too crucial at this stage. We want to get the basics down in here. Mostly ability to get some medical attention, food, a kindergarten, so if you're a parent and you've got a small child, you can still work, potentially. And then the school, and I think after that we can start using the, or we can bring in some well, of course we need housing, but we can then bring in population to live in here, and then those will start doing the construction work for all the other buildings. At least a lot of the other buildings, not necessarily all of it. There we go, so that should be done soon enough. Right, are we having a lot of workers in here now? That's not the building. That's bringing 12 workers. I believe there's the other one that just got fixed. No, that's a construction office truck there. But yeah, this one did get fixed, and I sent that one back. And that one got fixed, so we can send that one back. So now we'll have all 3 trucks back there, and all 3 trucks will be fixed. Dig gangs. Yeah, they're doing their work, slowly. How's it going, Peter? But yeah, we're getting easy bit of the work done in here. We still need to get the produce exchange built. That's the main thing, and of course, you know, all the other key services, but we'll probably have most of that done today. At least started to work on them today. I'm not entirely sure that we'll have the people moving in yet this year. Although, luckily, with this biome that we're playing in, we don't need to worry about winter at all, so that actually makes it a little bit easier. You can, as soon as you've got the stuff ready, you can just bring in people. You don't need to worry about heating at all. And there's, I suppose, a few other things that you don't need to worry about, compared to some of the other biomes, at least. How's the... Okay, yeah, we've got about 250 tons of crops over here. Actually, probably 260, yeah, about 260 in here. Plus a whole lot in the fields. We have emptied that one a decent bit. The problem with these fields, of course, is that they're trying to empty whichever one has the most at the time. So they go for that one and then bring in the stuff, and then, you know, right now... And then, of course, once they've emptied enough, it's probably harvest time already on one of the bigger ones or something like that, so it takes a whole long while. We might end up having like 100 tons of crops on all these smaller fields, and then even more on the medium fields there. But, you know, at least we've got plenty of crops there. So that's not too bad, actually. But yeah, we are also setting up a brick firing kiln in here. Of course, that's still going to wait a lot of resources. Did we get the... Nope, still haven't gotten that one. The dumpers are still probably... Well, I suppose there's so many footpaths in here that we're still working... Oh, yeah, no, that is a lot. Well, never mind then. Never mind then. Now, the produce exchange still needs another 27 wagon loads of board to be brought in there, or somewhere around there. So that's quite a bit. But we are getting at least some workers in there regularly, and we're also getting the resources regularly enough that we are actually making some progress on this. Also, is the open hull truck over here busy? It seems to be. Now, where is it? It's delivering a digging crew. Not entirely sure where it's going, but let's enjoy the view for a moment. It's a bit dark view, admittedly, but should be able to see where it's going. It's probably one of the footpaths. It could even be the one leading to the bus platform. Nope, it's turning around. Ah, there we go. We got the gravel for the shortcut there. Wait, what are we building there? Oh, wait, no, I remember now. There's the shopkeeper housing in here. Oh, wait, all three of them are in there. Oh, wow. Now, for the groundworks, we need 50 tons of gravel. That's going to take a little while. There are some vehicles heading in here. Of which, okay, there's 4 dumpers heading in here, so that should be at least 12 tons of the 50 needed. That's a good start. That's actually, yeah, that's going for the housing already. Hopefully we can build this one. I suppose first we'll do the groundworks there, and then we might be able to build that one. Maybe. I don't think we'll actually build that one quite yet. But at least we're getting the resource for it. I reckon that we're going to be going through the gravel here very quickly with 3 digging crews. Because, honestly, well, basically all of these should be making, like, in one workday, or each one of those crews is about 10 workdays per day. Or something like that. Maybe a bit more, actually. Yeah, so that's fairly quickly going through all the resources. So it's just a matter of doing a bit of work, or doing 5 minutes of work, and then waiting for another few hours for the next bit of work to arrive. But at least they are quite effective. Same can't be said for the transportation to bring in, or logistics to bring in the stuff there, but can't have everything, I suppose. How's it going, Peter? It's the... Right, there's nothing to repair there. Got an open hole. Oh, right, this is part of the construction office. Okay, do we have an extra one that we could maybe utilize? I guess we can go ahead and buy another one. Actually, yeah, what we can do with that one is we can then use that for the bricks delivery thing. So we'll get one of these. What I can do is I can then exchange some of those, well, actually the ones in here mostly. But we can exchange those sent to repair one at a time. And then once we repaired all of them, well, the last one is going to be taking the role of delivering bricks from here first to there. And then exporting any excess. But first of all, of course, we need to get this factory connection and the brick firing kiln both built. And we haven't actually done anything there yet. No, actually, we've done the groundworks, I guess. But that's about it. And we haven't done anything for the factory connection yet either. So, yeah, there's a bit of a room for improvement for sure. Do we still have... oh, wait, no. I think there might be problems with the... Let's see, which one of these? That's open haul truck. That's transport truck. There's no vehicles in there right now. Okay, maybe that isn't the case. Yeah, no, so we did unload everything. But the question is, I suppose, let's have a look at this. Will it actually have enough places to unload the workers into? I guess it did. I suppose one of the things, of course, is the fire station. That can have a lot of the workers. But the veterinarian does have a little bit of room there. And, of course, these two have a little bit. Nothing massive, mind you, but I guess it's better than nothing. I've still got over 1,000 tons of wood to be transported from the forest. Right, well, that's going to last for a little while. I think we're still cutting down a lot of the trees that used to be in here before we started cutting down stuff. Or planting our own new trees. It's mostly cutting down in the age or order of planting trees and all that, so the oldest trees will be cut down first. And they might not cut them down at all for a while, until we've emptied enough. Like, there's a bit of a limit on how much they'll cut down. Luckily, because otherwise they would just cut down everything and then just wait forever. Which doesn't really seem like a good idea necessarily. Right, we need another 74 tons of boards here. So that's still going to take a long while. Let's just say, but how are we doing on the footpath? So there's still quite a few smaller ones in here. But I guess the digging crews can't really participate on those. We are still working on the groundworks for the shopkeeper housing. So we've got the first round of gravel brought in here already. I think there should be a bit more underway soon enough. Yeah, there's now 5 of them heading in here, so that's going to be another 15 tons. Not all of them are unloading at the same time, mind you, but they will eventually find their way there. Right, so we did get the open hull truck in here. Let's have a look at the more worn down open hulls. For example, this one. You're going for the open storage. How about you don't do that? Are you instead? Are you? Yeah, you're working with the resource construction office. So you go over there, and this one can take your place. It's a fresh wagon and fresh horses, I suppose. Should be working fairly nicely. There's the covered hull truck that's going for another truckload of or wagon load of crops to be sold. I'm looking over there. So we've got 244 tons. And we've got a little bit extra in there. Of course, we've still got loads and loads on the fields over here. Which I do wonder, actually. I suppose, well, technically speaking, we could take the farming vehicle, or one of these farming vehicles, if they're not active. So, for example, this one. Bring it over there. And just get another one of these 2-horse covered wagons. So we'll have 1 + 1 + 4. Because right now it takes a long time to transport everything in here. And that's then going to allow us to export a bit more of the crops. Because we need to get them out of these fields first before we can export them. And going to each individual field separately is not really ideal, I would say. Okay, so there's a bit more wood coming in there. Did we get this fixed already? It is repairing. Oh, we've got 43% of the repairs done, yeah. So that was pretty good. We're going to get another 2 workers coming in now. So that should be probably the rest of the work done. It should be. We've got some of the farming vehicles for the next farm building, or the farmhouse, or the farm that we're going to be building at some point. I still haven't quite decided where it's going to be. But we'll find a location for it. Let's have a look at the next open hull that is needing repairs. Is this one part of the construction office? It is. Unfortunately, we need to wait until it's unloaded. So I guess we can follow this one around. There's some pretty tall hills on the background there. I wouldn't really call them mountains. Mostly because, you know, they are not that steep necessarily. Although, well, some of them are fairly steep. But it's just the random maps don't really give necessarily all that realistic topography. You know, it's alright. Actually, how much can we see over there on the right? Can I actually... Oh, no, never mind. Wasn't exactly what I had in mind. But yeah, so there's not that many buildings yet built in the town, although, we zoom in a little bit in here. We need to definitely get some greenery in here as well. I'll plant a couple trees or bushes or something. There's the wood coming in. And yeah, it kind of looks like it's worn out a little bit. So we're going to have to send that one to be fixed. Or get some maintenance done at least. Speaking of which, how's the... Oh, we're down to 20 tons of gravel needed in there. Oh, there we go. So that's another 18 tons then gone already. Not too shabby. And now that that is delivered at the boards, let's go ahead and send this one all the way down here to be repaired. And then since that one is already repaired, we can send that one back in there, and it can get to delivering stuff slightly faster. There we are. So, how we're looking on the brick firing kiln? Still haven't got on the gravel. I suppose no, we're delivering all the gravel for the housing in here first, aren't we? To get the groundworks done. And I suppose even if it's got all 6 of them, it does have all 6 of them, that's still not going to be quite enough gravel to get this completed. It's going to be enough to get, well, most of it completed. Like, most of those vehicles don't need to do another trip here yet. They will do it later on, I'm sure, but right now I suppose doing the groundworks over here is not a terrible idea. But after that, I'm not entirely sure how long it's going to take until we get the next stage completed. Might take a while. We're still into 67 tons of board here. Alright then, that's going to take a while. How is the... Right, we haven't built the bus end station over there yet. That should be... Well, actually... Yeah, it's not particularly expensive. Should be fairly easy to do. I mean, we'll need to build a bit of a road there. We might also want to build the road going up the hillside here. Slightly upgrade it into gravel. But what we might do is make sure that we don't actually have the trucks bringing stuff through there. But we're going to use it for the bus traffic between the town and the bus platform over there. Just to make it a little bit easier on us. Oh, and is that one... So this was just... Oh yeah, it's going for the vehicle depot to be repaired now. Good. So how many other vehicles do still need repairs? There is one dumper. I could probably use some fixing. Is this... Oh, this is part of the distribution office. Okay. This should be fixable soon enough then. It doesn't live too far away from the repair station. And we can get that one. So it's basically just delivering some more gravel over here that can then be transported with the slightly smaller wagons into the town and get some work done in there. But yeah, so let's go ahead and send this one to be repaired as soon as empty, which didn't actually take all that long as soon as it got in there. So we've got 2 vehicles heading in here right now, don't we? I'm not entirely sure where the other one... Oh, wait, no, the other one is now going to refuel, isn't it? Yeah, it's right there. Yep, that's the one. Oh, and it broke down. Oh, come on. Well, it's refueled now. You just need to get to the vehicle depot and you will get fixed. And then you won't break it down for a little while. Oh, did we get the... Oh, right, that is the one... Yeah, so it's not... Technically speaking, started repairs. But it was waiting for... Oh, wait. Yeah, that's the dumper coming in now. Yeah, but it started the repairs, but it's now waiting for the vehicle to actually return in here. And that might take a little bit too long, actually. Admittedly, the roundabout working correctly does slow down some of the traffic, but at the same time, it also does mean that the traffic is not going to be slowed too much down by the other traffic moving around in here. So it should be okay-ish. Now, how are we looking on... Oh, still 67 tons. Alright then. We need... Oh! Need 11 more tons for the shopkeeper housing. Make that 8 tons of gravel now. Of course, we'll still need another 100 tons afterwards, but it's at least a start. How are we looking on... Okay, we have had to import a decent bit this year. We've currently looking at 3.3 tons or 1,000 rubles deficit. Last year we had a bit shy of 12,000, so... It's pretty much on par, I would say. There's been a lot less import or resource to be this year, though. But the amount of workers we have had is pretty... Well, it's probably going to be a lot higher expenditure this year, let's just say. But you can't have everything. We have bought a few more vehicles this year, to be fair, and that's probably showing a little bit on the expenditures here. Right, so that's the open hole fix. Did we fix one of these open holes? We sent the other one to be repaired. And then we had the new one assigned there. I guess we can send this one in here. That can still repair. I mean, it's not quite... Well, it kind of could be in need of repairs, to be fair. But we can switch these 2 around. And then that can become the brick bearing truck over here later on. It'll kind of take a while before we get the brick production going. But one day, we will have it. One day. Now, have a look on the produce exchange. That still hasn't gotten quite the resource that it needs. Oh, and there we go. Now we're getting the digging crews out of here. That's probably going to be delivered into... Okay, that was interesting. So it went over here, turned around, then went over here, turned around, and then got over there. Dropped off the digging crew and then went that way. Okay. So we still got one more in here. I guess that's part of the... Oh, they probably started working on these other things. So this is probably still from the other construction office over here. Yeah, that could be it. Let's have a look. Is that one... Aha, it is. Okay. Well, we just need to get a little bit of gravel in there, and then we need to go out and pick that up, I suppose. Now, we got the bus platform. We've got the construction office. We don't have any of the passenger wagons in here yet. Once we get some population living in here, we will get at least one, maybe two. Oh, there we go. That shortcut will be done. That's going to be good. Like, it may not have a huge impact, but I suppose it does help the distance for the clinic, at least. Initially. Speaking of the clinic, we haven't actually started working on that one yet. Well, I suppose it doesn't need groundworks at all. Okay, but it needs a whole lot of bricks and boards. And that's going to be a bit of a delay in that, for sure. Because one of the things that I could do is I'm going to take the boards, start picking them up from there, I think. Because we're not delivering any boards over here, are we? No. So we are using that as a source for boards. But we can then start delivering other boards to the locations, like the like the brick firing kiln. Suppose that's fine. We are still going to require a little bit more gravel there as well, but I suppose, technically speaking... Oh, hold on a minute. We haven't gotten any stuff over here, have we? Not yet. Okay. I'm going to make that a bit higher priority. Because the sooner we have this one, the sooner we can get our own brick production going, the sooner we have one less thing to import. We might not be able to produce huge amounts, and it's probably still going to be a bit of a drain in the money in terms of the workforce to be gotten there to actually get some work done. Oh, okay, that's quite a few firefighters. Are you actually... You did empty, okay. I'm guessing this gravel... Yeah, that's been fixed now. So let's go ahead and send that one down there. And we've got this one that needs to be fixed, so we'll allow for repairs to be done. There we go, they've already started. Shouldn't take too long. Got a little bit of waste over here, although actually not that much. Suppose it may have been emptied recently-ish. Although I suppose there's not that many buildings that really contribute for this. There's, I guess, these two. And this one is, okay, no, it's close enough to the mine, which we're not building right now. We've done some work for it, but it's too expensive to utilize foreign workers for that. What we'll do is we'll get some of the work done over here, get the population at least growing, and then we can start taking a few workers every now and then from here. Deliver to the mine to get the construction work going. And once that's constructed, we can produce quite a bit of iron ore over there, which is then going to be transported to the processing plant via the conveyor belt. And then from there, it's going to be stored up in the storage, which we can then pick up stuff through the truck aggregate loading over here. So there's another conveyor belt just dropping it into the trucks, essentially. No, I guess there's a funnel in between as well, but yeah. So we can load up that to the trucks, or wagons in our case here, and then that's going to be exported. Now, how much is iron actually worth right now? Iron ore is 8.5. Iron itself is 20.35 rubles per ton. So it's actually less valuable than the crops are. And the crops don't actually... They don't actually need any worker in... other than, like, repairing or building the buildings and repairing the buildings. But that goes for everything. Right, we've got a whole lot of farms that are ready to be harvested. We only got one set of vehicles doing the work now. Except for loading up the crops, which there's still way too much in here. There's another 100 tons right there. Plus, let's see, if it's about 40 tons each, a bit more than 40 tons each. So that would be... perhaps 370 tons in these fields. 470 tons with that one. 690 tons... 700 tons total that we have in here, plus what we have on those various feeding stations for the horses. So yeah, it's we've got a decent bit of production in here. And actually, let me have a look at the price for the crops again. So if we go like a year back, or even 2 years back, we can see that the price for the crops, it used to be like 19.5 at the lowest there in the past few years. I suppose actually if we go back a little bit further, we didn't start selling too early. I don't remember exactly. We can go all the way there. So back in like 1900, it was sell price of only about 16.7 rubles. But I think around here is when we started selling it already. Like we did kind of prioritize getting a farm up and running. just so that we can get some of the crops going and use that for selling. And then that's been it's been steadily growing as well up until this point. I think over here, in like, well, about a year ago, we may have started selling a bit more of the crops. And thus the price hasn't really gone up that much, but it's still over 20 rubles per ton. Which I guess does mean that each trip is going to be like 60 to 70 rubles most of the time. So it's honestly not that bad. Did we get the repairs done? I think we did. It was this open hole that we just repaired. Any other vehicles that are in desperate need of repairs? There's one of the farm vehicle trucks is in need of repairs. Huh. I mean, it kind of makes sense. They're driving a lot on these mud roads in here. It's not easy on the vehicles, that's for sure. No, but that's slowly emptying at least. How's the shopping center? Or the produce exchange? That still needs a lot of board. But I think we've got a nice balance in there that we are getting the resources just back as quickly as we are using them. So, like, it might be a little bit more using than what we get in there, but it's still mostly fine. So we can hopefully get that completed by... Actually, it's probably going to take still quite a while to get all the resources in there. And now we're getting more gravel for the shopkeeper housing in here. That's going to be another 2,000 workdays to complete that one. Oh boy, that's not going to be cheap. Oh, there's the children's playground at least that we can do. Well, some of the groundworks for that. We've got all the concrete already in there. Now it's just a matter of getting some gravel, but that might not get any gravel for a while. Did we get any work done on here? Well, at least getting rid of the resource there. We've got on some of the boards. What about this one? We have got on the gravel. So let's actually go ahead and just utilize this one. Get that factory connection built a little bit sooner. Because I think we are going to need that, let's be honest. There we go. So that's going to allow us to... Oh, I just realized something. There is a factory connection over there. So if I hadn't built it there, I mean, I've already done the groundworks there, so backing up now is not necessarily going to be viable. We're not going to be moving this building a few meters to the left, but we could have, technically speaking, have it... Well, I suppose if we just copy that. We could have had it in here somewhere, potentially, and one of these factory connections going to the storage, and the other one connecting over there. But I don't know if we actually would have needed that, or both of those connections. I think this might be the sort of cheaper option, at least. Is there... No, there's not actually that much traffic at the customs right now. A bit of surprise. Now, so is the... Technically speaking... No, I'm not going to send that one to be built yet. Right, so we're working on the produce exchange and the factory connection. The factory connection should take the priority right now. There's going to be several of these footpaths over here that are probably not going to be built soon. Is this one... Right, is this the elementary school? Does that have a... So it only has 2 connections in there. Okay. But this is something that we kind of do need to build then. Oh, we don't have to, but it wouldn't hurt, let's say. I guess, is that one? Yeah, that's the road cranes and buses, so that can be built. But that shouldn't be too much of an issue. But we do need to get the school built before we bring in people. Another one that we need to definitely build is the kindergarten in here. Because that's going to be a lot easier once we get these footpaths down in here. Well, that's the only connections to that anyway, so... Like, hold on a minute. Yeah, it's only got 1 connection in there. That one's from the playground in here. So it can be a little bit tricky with some of these, especially these model items, to be fair. Let's see, so that one is another thing that we'll probably build, but that can actually be left until... Like, it's not too crucial. The bus platform will still be mostly connected to enough areas to provide all the help needed. Or, you know, provide a drain for some workers to go to if they have nothing else to do. Like, we'll probably set up, at least initially, we'll set up a lot of the buildings, or the houses to have, like, a certain buildings that they're going to supply workers to. And then if there's any extras, we'll put in those to the... Or we'll maybe take, like, 10, at most 20% per building, and put those into the bus platform. So those can be then used for worker purposes by the construction office. Or they can go to other places. But I think over here, with the construction office close enough, we should be able to then pick out the workers quickly enough before they have time to leave, or go to any other buildings or anything like that, and then that way we can make sure that some of the construction work does actually get built eventually. Oh, speaking of which, we do need to build these two. Oh, there's a... Oh, yeah, there's a dumper heading in here. Oh, there we go. So that's going to allow us to get to the water substation, hopefully. And that's going to be very, very crucial for our survival in here. Technically speaking, we don't need to have that, but then we need to deliver water to each and every house individually. But if we utilize the water substation, we can then get the stuff into all of the houses within reach just through that one. So it just reduces the locations that we need to go to. We'll need to go to here more often then, perhaps. But it's still not going to be too bad. And it's got quite a few buildings already within reach. We are going to have another one, though, aren't we? Yeah, we're going to have another one over there. And then there's got this one. So it's going to be dividing kind of the east and west side of the town, I suppose. Might have another one down here at some point. But we don't need it too quickly. Oh, right, and that's the sewage unloading over here. So we can then utilize the sewage discharge over here for disposing of the waste. We're not necessarily going to clean it all that much. It's only going to be, you know, a harbor area in here. It's supposed to have brown water, isn't it? Right, there's the gravel coming in from the customs. Do we have... Oh, yeah, we've got good supplies. So we are actually taking on top of the gravel deliveries, or the amount of gravel that we use. Now, how much... Just out of curiosity, last year we imported a total of 382 tons of gravel. That's a decent bit. That's like... That's over 100 deliveries from the customs to the storage. Because it's like, what, 3 points, so it's 33, or 330 would be 100, roughly speaking, so it's, no, it's a bit more than 100, like 110, somewhere around there. Actually, no, it's a bit more than 110, maybe 115. Anyway, it's not that important. But yeah, it's a decent bit of deliveries nonetheless. The steel, we did import a little bit, but luckily we don't need too much steel in this playthrough, at least yet. We haven't started building a lot of pipes or anything like that. Those are usually very expensive. So are the conveyor belts, to be fair. We haven't started building any of those yet either. We have sort of planned out a lot of them, mind you, but we haven't started constructing any yet. Another thing, of course, is the gravel processing plant. That's another 44 tons there. And we'll have the harbor over here. That's going to be 122 tons. That is expensive. Did we have some sort of fire station in here, by the way? I keep forgetting. I mean, technically speaking, the fire station over here is probably close enough. Yeah, it probably will be close enough. Alright then. So have a looking over here. That one's still waiting for a lot of boards. We are running a little bit low on boards right now, but I suppose... No, that's gravel, so that doesn't count for this particular case right now. What about... Right, so yeah, we don't have power in here, but that's not an issue. Still got about 200 tons of crops there, but we are slowly running a bit low on crops. I guess we've been exporting a lot. We've still got a whole lot... Oh, wow. Yeah, we've got several more farms that we've harvested, so... Yeah, no, the amount of crops is still increasing. At least for now. Eventually, we might get on top of the things and start emptying some of the fields. Eventually. Right, how are we looking on the resource deliveries in here? We are still pretty far behind. We have not built up the factory connection yet, although we got both the passenger horses, or passenger carriages heading in there. That's good, and we got the extra open hull over there for the brick deliveries then. But that's still going to take a while before we get around to do that. Oh, right, actually, we might not be that far away from maybe some building... Oh. That's quite a few footpaths that we're delivering to. I suppose if we have a look at the stuff in here, there is quite a few footpaths in here that we kind of started working on. And we just completed another one in here, I think. Maybe. I'm not actually entirely sure. But yeah, there's still a lot of work to do there. The headquarters of the Communist Party. It's slowly being built there. It's probably going to take a little bit longer. Well, actually, no, we haven't started working on that yet, but we have gotten at least a footpath connection to it. Is there... Oh, there is another connection in there. Oh. I'm not going to build it yet, but we might eventually at that end, just for the extra range. So I think what we might do, because while we do need a decent number of experts, we're not going to be buying any electronics for a while. And if the experts don't get their electronics, then they get a little bit upset, or very upset actually. So that's going to drag down the happiness. So I think what we might do is we might have like a distinct buildings that are allowed to study in there. Like initially we'll just try to get as much experts as possible, but then later on what we'll do is we'll have like designated buildings that will be provided the experts for the town, and then everything else is just going to be the usual workers, and that way we can at least get some of the research going as well, because we don't need to do as much education as long as we keep like a good I don't know, 20 to 30% of the population as experts. We should be largely fine. At most 40%. Like, if we go over 50%, we'll have too much for our current situation. Of course, eventually we will get some electronics going. But it's 1905. There's not really going to be all that much electronics available yet. Or existing yet. At least, you know, when you... For immersion's sake, we're not going to be buying electronics until, like, maybe 1950s. And at that point, we'll probably have... Well, let's just say that the Republic has either failed at that point, or it's going very strong. So at that point, the cost of electronics shouldn't really be a prohibitive expense at all. Now, how looking at the dumpers? We've got 1.2. Sounds going for another footpath. Oh, and is that one? Oh, that's too short. Okay. Did we do the factory connection in here? We've done the groundworks done. Or portion of it, but now we need to get the asphalt in here. So they're not going to be delivering any workers right now until we get the asphalt in there, but they will deliver it at least. And then we can complete that one. The brick firing kiln, that still is going to require a lot of resources. And then how we're looking on the house over here. We have gotten some of the gravel, although... No, we're not getting any there right now. Okay, so we've just got a little bit in there, basically. I guess there's a whole lot more footpaths over here to deliver stuff into right now. Well, there's the basketball and volleyball courts in here, so that's going to be something that we can build all the way, basically, just with the digging crew in here, which is quite nice. But it does require a lot of resources. Is that... Oh, they're bringing the second digging crew in here, are they? Yeah, they are. So yeah, we've got 3... Oh, that's the concrete is coming in here, okay. But the dumpers are not heading there yet. I'm guessing they probably will be soon-ish. But right now, actually, is that... That is, Oh, that's just another footpath. Alright, then. Shouldn't really be surprised by that, let's be honest. But sometimes I am. Now, how are we looking on the... sawmill? We've got plenty of resource there. We've got plenty of resource in here. How is the board price looking like at this point? It is still 9.6, so it's still pretty bad price. So we definitely don't want to increase the amount of exports that we do on that one. We'll just have that one truck going back and forth. So it gives us a small passive, or kind of passive income, I guess. A little small income regardless. And then how's the crops price? That's almost 22 rubles now, so that is still going upwards. Then I suppose, how's the bricks? That would be almost 24 rubles already. It might be 24 by the time we start exporting it. But that's good. I suppose... The iron is... oh, that's actually gone down, that price. Right then. And there is another... Well, we had another harvest in here. Now we're fertilizing the field again. So fair enough, I suppose. Fair enough. As the produce exchange still needs a lot of work. Well, a lot of resources mostly, actually. We are running a little bit low on the boards. I mean, we have gotten a lot of workers in here over the time. But we're down... We just need 40 more tons. So that's, technically speaking, 14 wagon loads of board to be brought in here. Unfortunately, we only got like 2 trucks doing that work, so it's not exactly ideal. I suppose what I... Is there going to be anything that's going to require the covered whole wagon? Oh, actually there is. There definitely is, but there's the... Oh, actually no, we got the electronics in there already. Never mind. So right now, we might not actually need this one. What I'm thinking is I'm going to move it over there. We might even repair it just for the heck of it. I'm going to move this one in here instead, just to get the resource delivered slightly faster. And that way we can get through with the construction work slightly quicker. Because right now, it seems to be that the bigger threshold of the stumbling block over here right now is the low speed of logistics. Now, we can't really make the horses go faster, but we can add in extra wagons to deliver the stuff. I mean, I suppose there's a little bit of things that we could do to make the horses go faster, but that's only when it's raining. Admittedly, it does rain fairly often. But if we were to start upgrading a bit more the road over here into gravel, then that might allow the traffic to go through slightly faster. But only slightly. How are we looking over there? So we've got a decent bit of bricks. Got some prefab panels and steel. Oh, right, we've got the asphalt in here, so we might be able to get the workers for this one now. I suppose they probably deliver workers somewhere down. Well, actually, let me have a look. What are you working on? Or delivering to? It must have been the produce exchange. I mean, there is that small footpath over there, but I don't think that's getting anything, is it? Well, I wasn't so sure. Yeah, no, it's actually getting some workers in there, and this one's probably getting some workers as well. We've got 7 tons of boards waiting in here, plus 3 open haul trucks, so that's going to be, oh, wagons. And that's going to be another 9 tons of boards, hopefully. So that's going to get us to, well, it's going to be another quarter or so of the amount that we still need. Not bad. Alright then. But yeah, this open start, or the early starts tend to be very slow pace because of the lack of speed on the vehicles, and the capacity tends to be small. I mean, at least this time around, although the vehicles are slightly slower than what we had in the previous start, at least we can carry a lot more, so the total amount of trips that we need to do is a lot less. And thus we're spending a lot less fuel on that, plus we're using crops as fuel this time around. Because it feels, you know, oh. Right, good thing that we caught this. I suppose this, yeah, this covered whole wagon selling some crops. That's selling crops. That's picking up some workers. And then that's picking up some more asphalt. Oh, right, that's going for the basketball court. Alright then. So down here, we still need, yeah, we need a lot of resources there still. Right, how are we looking for this year thus far? It's 6,500 ruble deficit. We haven't imported a lot of resources, but it's just the foreign manpower that is costing us most of that. So technically speaking, once we get our own workforce, load capacity and cost per kilometer is completely different compared to the other game. Oh yes, it is. Like, it is, sure enough, you know, the delivery times are going to be longer, but the cost for delivering the crops or the whatever that we need to deliver is so much better this time around. Which is one of the reasons why I did decide to reduce the starting money to 1 million instead of the 1.4 million. And but 1 million was the original starting on the hardest cache. Yeah, the time per ton is definitely better. Although the top speed is like just over half, but you know, it's more than 3 times the capacity from the previous time. Like, it would have to do 3 trips to get 2.7 tons with those trucks. And while it is like twice the speed, or roughly twice the speed, it would still, you know, it would do 2 trips in the same time as we did do 1 trip with the wagons. So yeah, it is a massive difference. Plus, you know, the amount of fuel that one, or the trucks would be using compared to these is just quite a difference. So it's definitely an improvement. But yeah, originally the starting money on hard difficulty was 1 million, but then when they added in the official realism mode, then it was increased to 1.4 million. Which, when you're playing in vanilla, it makes a lot more sense, because a lot of the vehicles are much more expensive. And of course, you know, a lot of the buildings and such that you have to build will cost a lot of steel. And thus, you know, it will be a bit expensive to start. Regardless, it's one of the reasons why not necessarily everyone, but almost everyone that plays in realism mode at some point will have to take some large loans. Or not really large loans, they might take like a whole lot of tiny loans that they will then slowly pay back. But yeah, it's like a lot of people will need to take a lot of loans. Us on this front, we're going to try to avoid taking any loans if we can manage it. If we do need to take loans, then it's not a big deal necessarily, but it's just, you know, we'll try to avoid it if we can. There's a lot of traffic going through here. Is this one... Ah, right, this is working the farm. We might actually, once it's unloaded, we're going to send it to be repaired there. Also, I guess what we could do is we'll just quickly repair that one. Shouldn't be too difficult. Probably be repaired by the time this is emptied. Send that one there. Okay, repair is still in progress, but it's 80, 90%, 100%. There we go, so it's fixed. We can send this one to take the place over here. And that way we can at least slowly start fixing the farm vehicles in here. This one is another one that needs to be fixed. But I guess we'll fix them one at a time. We don't want to cause an issue where there's just only 1 or 2 vehicles picking out the crops and everything else is being fixed at the same time. Well, there we go. So that's at least slowly done. There's still a whole lot of wood waiting in the forest. I'm guessing there's a lot of wood in the Soviet side of border as well. Oh yeah, there's at least, well yeah, there's a lot in there. It's a bit hard to see, I admit, but in the darkness over here, there is logs stacked in there. Just no one tell the Soviets that we've been cutting down their trees, and we should be fine. Alright, so we've got... Actually, how much do we still have crops? We've got 230 tons over there. Okay, so we have managed to get a little bit extra. And have we got on... Oh, no, we need to get a little bit more workers for the factory connection. We do not need any more resources in there, so that should be... Yeah, it's 11 workers heading in there right now, actually. Well, will be once the wagon leaves the station. Or the customs. And actually, does it... It's probably going to be moving through here, isn't it? Yeah, it's turning south. Then it's going to be turning over here. Actually, that reminds me. I'm going to go ahead and put in the signage over here. Just so that the vehicles going into the storage over here have the priority. Or the right-of-way. And there we go. So the factory connection will be done very shortly. Then we just need to build the brick firing kiln itself, which shouldn't be too difficult, I guess. We'll just need a lot of gravel and some boards in there. Problem, of course, is that we're not necessarily getting all the stuff in here that we might need. Well, we have definitely gotten a lot more boards over there now. So it's probably just a matter of time before we have the produce exchange built. So it will be built today, at least, that's for sure. I can promise that much. Unless something bursts down and we can't fix it. Which I may have just jinxed myself. There hasn't been any fires yet today. But we do have the firemen relatively often in here at the fire station. So if it's something over here, I'm pretty confident that we can salvage that or stop the fire before it burns down the building. Otherwise, there might be some issues, but we shall see. Ah, there we go. The factory connection is now done. So if we have a look at the... Ah, right. So the produce exchange is now the only thing that you're building. Good. So that's... oh, where's that? Right, it's going for one of the footpaths. Is it maybe these two? Or one of these two? It is turning north, so yeah, it's probably this one. Yeah, that one. There's another one that will be delivered somewhere. Or was delivered somewhere, maybe. I'm not entirely sure. We did get the shortcut through here, at least, so that does mean that the shopkeeper housing over here will have some easy access to some workers later on. Of course, right now it's not too much. Oh, there we go. The basketball and volleyball court is done. Of course, we have no workers there. I'm going to reduce the max workers over here to like 3. This is the first building that will actually... Well, it's not necessarily the first. Technically speaking, the fire station will have some workers. But we're not going to limit that one yet. Once we get a second vehicle there, we might limit to like 10 workers initially. Or something like that. Of course, what we're going to do is we're going to only bring in 100 workers to begin with. And then, you know, they'll have some kids and all that. And then let the population grow naturally from that point onward. So, like, a lot of the things, or one of the things that a lot of people tend to do is they'll just keep on importing people, especially with the people from third world countries, because those cost dollars. So you don't spend your rubles to doing that, because rubles you usually use for buying your vehicles and all that. If you have a connection to the NATO countries, then you can get some vehicle, or really good vehicles from there. But a lot of the time, you might not really have that luxury. Now, there we go. We need still another 8 truckloads of boards. We're almost done with them. Is that, that should be, yeah, that's workers coming in. And actually, we can help 9 of those with the increased speed, so that should be going through this construction work quite quickly. Let's see, 620 work days, or 621 was that, what was remaining in there still. So I wonder how long these are going to be working in here. They're about halfway down their work shift now. Okay, so we should be getting about, I think, 80, or somewhere around there. A total work done, so it seems to be that the usual, or the old number at least, of 5 work days per the level of the crane might not be accurate anymore. It seems like it's closer to like maybe 7? Or somewhere around there. I'm not entirely sure, but that seems to be a bit closer to the truth at this point. But there we go, so that, actually it might be even more than that, maybe it's like 7.5. Well, anyway, we're getting a bit more bored over there, and have we gotten anything for the brick firing kiln in here? No, not really. Did we fix the wagon over here? We did. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead. Is this one? Yeah, that could use a bit of repair. So as soon as that is empty, we're gonna go ahead and send that to be repaired, and we'll send the other one back. Go ahead and send that in there. Can I actually... Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. I just wonder, overlays... I wonder if there's a way for me... I suppose there is at least the... construction, we can have a look at the wear and tear. How bad is the situation? That's 24%. I think that's the highest right now, actually. Yes, it's not too bad. But we can't see the vehicles directly through here, which is a bit of a shame. Nor can we see them through here with the wear and tear. I mean, we can still select them from the list. That's working with the farm. Guessing that is still... Oh, it's not even moving right now. Huh. Wait, is it waiting for repairs? No. I mean, it might. Oh, now it's heading out again. It may have been just a lot of traffic moving in and out of here. Or, hold on a bit, have we managed to empty any of the fields in here? No. We have not. Now we got, well, we got a little bit crops there, but not enough. How have we done this year in the exports, I reckon? Okay, last year we did 24,000, this year we're at 15,000 right now. I don't think we'll be reaching quite the same numbers. But we have gotten 12,000 already from crops, so I think we are going to get a little bit more. From boards, we are not getting a lot. And of course, we are having to sell some of the waste and mixed water, which is... Or the wastewater and mixed waste, sorry. So that's not necessarily the best. We did at least get a little bit of money from the biological waste, so that's good. But yeah, it's not much. Okay, so the produce exchange is still waiting on another... I guess that's still 7 truckloads. Have we gotten a lot of gravel over there? No, not really. It's a starter? Yeah, it's a starter. Like, again, we still haven't gotten a lot of the productions that we are going to have going. And honestly, one of the things that is probably, eventually at least, going to make us a decent bit of money is the gravel production over here. It might potentially crash the gravel price a little bit, but we can then start doing it with a ship. And we'll probably do, like, I guess the biggest ships that we'll have money for right now is probably going to be the 40-ton ones. We could also go ahead and, if we get, like, 3 ships... Did I set up the... No, not there. Okay, so no, I don't have a dock set up yet either. Do we have the... Oh, we do have the excavator system. Okay, so we could set up some sort of pier in here. That's the thing that we do need to have. So that's a ship dock. A small one will do. But somewhere over here. It's a bit expensive, mind you. I think yeah, we'll probably need to put in a vehicle repair or the repair station in here somewhere, just so we can then repair ships going to either one of these. But we don't need to worry about it quite yet. I just wanted to make sure that we have that at least. Oh, well, you know what? Actually, we are going to place it down already somewhere. That would be in here, isn't it? Technically, we could even have veterinarian here, but that wouldn't really fit with the ships being a repair. So yeah, we'll just go ahead and put in a proper thing in here. Did we have a road connection? Oh, that works. Actually, no, it doesn't. This would. How close can we get to? Actually, no, I think that's, yeah, that's a bit too uneven terrain there. I guess that'll have to do. Then let's go ahead and set up a bit of a road here. So, we could potentially just pick up another road from there. Unless we can, no, I suppose there's the note over there, so getting a connection through here. First of all, I don't know if we'll be able to go underneath that. No, we can't. Okay, so trying to get a road through there is a pointless effort, but we can go around. We can get a footpath through there, mind you, so it's not entirely pointless. Just partially pointless. Do I take a bit of a shallower connection there? It's a bit easier to drive through, and then this one's already got the road connection on that side. There we go. And then we can get a... Actually, got this footpath connection already in here. Oh, can we not? Oh no, we can fit through there. Do something like that. I don't know if that's going to be a bit of too long distance. Could potentially have another footpath through here instead. Now the question is, where do we connect to? Could connect all the way here somewhere. That could work. And potentially even... No, we don't actually need a connection through here. We'll have the road connection there anyway. But now if we have a look at the walking distance... Oh, no, it's not close enough. But we do need to set up a few more connections in here, I reckon. Just get a connection through there. So is that now close enough? Yes, it is. Okay, good. So that's going to allow us to get workers from that stop all the way to there. We don't actually need too many, and we might actually just let it be like 0% most of the time. And then if we know that we need to repair something, we can put in some of the workers to go there, and then they'll do the repairs. We will need to deliver some stuff there, but that's not really an issue. Like, it's got a little bit of stockpiles in there. And again, it doesn't actually need to repair the ships that often. But that's for the ship repair. Right. The produce exchange still needs another 10 tons of board, so there's 4 more truckloads. There's a bit of gravel coming in. There's more gravel, I believe. And more gravel. Is that one... Oh, right, actually, we probably have the wagon. Yeah, that's already fixed. I believe we still have at least one more open hole. Or covered hole, sorry. Yeah, that's working for farm. And there's another one that is working in the distribution office. Oh, that's a 4-horse one. Okay. That's actually fine. Okay, so let's have a look. Which one of these is... This one's probably going to be emptied first. Yeah, there we go. So we'll send that one back over there. Send one of these back into the farm. So all the farm vehicles... Actually, I don't know if it's all the farm vehicles. One of them is relatively fresh. And 2 of them have now been fixed. So yeah, no, that should be the last one from there that needs fixing right now. And then the 4-horse one, actually... I'm still going for the grain storage. Yeah, no, it's picking up some stuff. It's 67 rubles, so the price hasn't really gone up that much. Well, I guess we go and sell this stuff. Or not sell. Well, I suppose, yeah, we go sell this. Then we go send this one to be repaired. It will slow down the exports for a little bit, which might actually allow the price of crops to grow a tiny bit. It might not have a huge impact, mind you, but it might still just about be what we need. Right, we are slowly approaching in here. Oh, there's nothing in here. Oh, that reminds. So that means that what we need to do is send you to be repaired. And that was already repaired. Oh, it's already repaired. Well, there we are. Let's go ahead and send that one. Actually, you don't need to send that anyway. I'm pretty sure that we've got most of the vehicles now repaired. There might still be, well, there's the 4-horse covered wagon. And then there's some other vehicles that are close to needing repairs, but they can still go on for a little bit longer, I reckon. So we don't need to worry about that currently. Right, well, we've got the... yeah, the brick firing kiln. That is still going to require a little bit more stuff in there. We haven't really got all most of it in there, but I suppose if they're prioritizing the buildings over here, which is fair, I suppose. The sooner we have the town going, we don't at least need to bring in the workers from the customs to here. We might still have a little bit of workers brought in for the productions, but those productions do actually provide us some cash, and plus, you know, provided the fire station with workers there, so reducing risks in that area, or fire hazards, I suppose. Well, it won't reduce the chance of a fire happening, mind you, but it will still help. So we need 2 more truckloads of boards, and then this will be built. Of course, we'll still need a lot of workers in here as well, but that's seemingly under control. There's probably 2 more vehicles heading in here again. Yeah, and there's actually the boards are, at least some of the boards are already heading in. The other half is still probably waiting for a little bit longer. But after that, we might actually get the stuff in here. Well, actually, let's double check. How many other buildings is it working after that? I suppose there are several things still underway. Wait, hold on a minute. Shopkeeper housing. That's the elementary school. Garbage containers. Children's playground. Substation. Oh, the brick firing kiln, actually. Well, there's the wine house that we still need to build. There's the clinic that we still need to build, which we haven't actually done any of the work yet for. We have got some of the resources, but of course, oh right, we don't need groundworks in there. So that's a, well, that's basically the reason why it hasn't been built in. But yeah, we definitely need to have that one built before we get any workers in here living. It's just 1 truckload of board waiting in there. Oh, and is that one the... yeah, that one was the one that delivered the stuff. Now it's bringing... oh, bricks for the elementary school. Ooh, that's got to be a lot of bricks, mind you. Okay, well, eventually it will be built. Especially the brick firing kiln. But yeah, once we get our own brick production, stuff like that is not going to be a problem, other than the distance is still going to be a bit of an issue, but we're going to live with that. Did we actually... Not necessarily. Wait, no, this is... oh, that's a dump. Okay. So we do not have a storage in here, then. For building materials and all that. Okay, well, we can build around that. We'll have the construction officer over here for the dumper things, like gravel and asphalt, and I suppose also concrete mixers. That means that we could potentially have another one in here somewhere. Also, I suppose... do we need to have road connection somewhere along the way here? We already got one over there. I guess that could be worthwhile to extend a little bit into this way. Something like that, and then maybe we'll attach to the middle section there. Right, and then what we'll do is we'll put in... first of all, do we have... we should have power in here. Not that we initially need it, mind you. But we'll put in an open storage. It's perhaps a little bit expensive, but it should be fine. We can have this one in here. And then I think what we're going to do is we're going to have a road cargo station. Question is, of course, which side is going to be. Potentially we could have 2. Like a bit of a smaller one on one side and a smaller one on the other side. Or we can have some of the deliverers being set to be brought in here with, like, regular truck deliveries. Actually, in that case, if we have regular deliveries with trucks, we might want to go with the 4-vehicle cargo station. Let's see, so we build it over there. I believe we can make this work. Yeah, over there, and then we'll get a road in here. I don't know if we want to connect to that point, to this point, or to there, or a little bit of multiple options. Okay, that'll probably work. It's not pretty, but it will work. Right, so that's one of these, and then we can have another one. I guess we could have a kind of equally large in here. Is that one... Okay, that's a bit of an uneven terrain in here. In that case, we might flip that around a second time. Now, will it actually want to connect in there? Let's see. Will that work? It will. Okay, good. So what we're going to do is we're going to have the deliveries happening from this end. And then we're going to pick up from there. And we'll be basically just using that as an in-between point. We're not going to start working on this yet. But I want to have that as an available option. And then I suppose what we could do is we could just get the... Another... Oh, wait, no. Construction... office over here somewhere. Actually, if we're going to be picking up from that side, it should probably be over here then. It can't be there, it needs to be sideways. Which kind of means that we might just want to connect to... Well, actually, no, we'll get it as far over here as possible. A bit uneven terrain, that may have... or may cause some visual glitches, but it's fine. Let's fine-tune the curve of the road a tiny bit. That'll do. So that way, we can have another construction office over here, picking up the resource from there, and then helping with a lot of the construction work in here. We can have some dedicated vehicles to load up the stockpile through this one, and then we can just load up from there. So we can have... We can have a lot of vehicles in there. I suppose another thing that we may need to do is actually, well, I suppose we are going to have the storage house over here. So we can utilize that for storing up some, like, components for construction purposes. We probably won't need too much of them, mind you. So we shouldn't really be worrying about them all that much, luckily. But, oh, there we go. We got all the resources for the produce exchange. Now it's just a matter of getting a bit more workers. I think just one more set of workers will do it. Maybe. Right, how's the housing over here? That is already getting a decent bit of gravel. We'll need a whole lot more boards, though. Hey, we've got at least another building almost done. And it's the... Oh! There we go. We're starting to get the gravel for the brick firing kiln. I suppose once we start getting some of the boards in here, we can actually just start utilizing some of the workers from here, for example, to complete that. Of course, once the produce exchange is done, both the cranes are going to be arriving in here. We can then maybe assign those to build the brick firing kiln, because that's going to allow us to get a lot of the bricks that we are going to need. And then after that, once that's built, we can then start working on some more buildings in here. Whether that is going to be actually... Well, the electric substation is going to be something that we'll need to build. For sure. And the produce exchange, I suppose we'll need to set up a vehicle to start delivering the food in here. The food we can store in there already beforehand, although I don't know if we want to deliver it too far ahead of time, because if there's a fire and the building burns down, then we are going to lose everything that was inside there, and that's not necessarily ideal if we just bring in, like, I don't know, 20 tons of food in there and it burns down. Actually, just out of curiosity, what would be the purchase price of 20 tons of food? Let's see, food, 162 rubles per ton. Yeah, that would be unfortunate. It wouldn't really be a catastrophe, or full-blown catastrophe for the food itself, but to build the shopping center or the produce exchange a second time, that would take a long while. Like, we'd spend basically almost a full year building this. Now, admittedly, once we have some local workforce over here, it's going to be much faster doing the construction work, because the travel times are going to be cut into, like, maybe 1/10, if even... Well, it might even be less, to be fair. But yeah, it's a lot less to worry about there. Did we have... Oh, right, this one's probably fixed now. Yeah. So this was part of the distribution office over there. We're looking on terms of... Oh, we've got 280 tons of crops now. That's good. And we've got quite a bit on the... Well, I suppose we've got at least some over there. So that is good. What are we looking at total this year already? We exported 17,000 rubles worth. So it's not going to be quite as good to... income as last year, but again, the import of resources has been a lot less this year. Okay, we just started importing a bit of steel first time during this year. In September, I believe, yeah. We imported like 2 truckloads, which is still a decent bit, I suppose, but we haven't had too much need for it, luckily. And, oh boy, this might be it. This might be it. produce exchange is down to 30 work days. We got 3 cranes in there. So that should be still pretty good amount of workforce. Or the time... Yeah, no, it will be completed. There we are. So that's another building done. So how many have we completed in here right now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 buildings. 7 buildings, technically speaking. Now, admittedly, it is, you can argue if some of these are actually real buildings or not, but we've given them at least a bit of work to be done there. That's bringing some more gravel for the shopping, or shopkeeper housing, sorry. And what are we looking at over here? We have got most of the gravel. We do not have all the wood. There's another dumper heading in here. There's, oh, right. This one's no longer building anything. Well, for a little bit, again, at least. I suppose not doing any maintenance work yet. No, I don't think we need to. That's so many footpaths still. That is bloating the construction or the production. Well, I suppose no, the construction queue quite drastically. It's eventually, of course, it will start going down a lot faster. But right now, there's a lot of these things that are just too short to build with mechanisms. So that is kind of out of the question. So everything, or a lot of these that haven't been built yet, will require some workers to be delivered to them. With a bus, I suppose. So not exactly ideal situation, but it is what it is. So the shopkeeper housing is getting some more gravel. That is actually going to be getting gravel for a long while, I reckon. And are we getting any boards over here yet? Nope. What else? I suppose we have been delivering stuff for the school, at least. Now, there's 2 open hole ones over here. There's still going to be a lot of bricks needed. I think what we're going to do, though, is we'll actually increase the priority of the brick firing kiln to get that built slightly faster. And I suppose we are starting to get these back in here, so I'm going to just assign you to start working on that one already. We've got some of the resources there to get things moving. I mean, it's only 400 work days, so it shouldn't be taking too much time, especially with the short travel times. We can get the workers in and out there. Well, mostly in, I suppose. They leave on their own. But yeah, we can bus in the workers there fairly easily. And the resources are also fairly close, so we should be able to get everything sorted out within reasonable time frame. There seems to also be, well, yeah, there's a little bit of traffic at the customs again. That one should be leaving. Oh, that's going to refuel. All right, we did get a little bit more exports done at least. Is that one that could use a bit of repairs, actually? Yeah. Oh, he's one of the passenger. Okay. I guess what we can do is once we've built this thing, we're going to go ahead and just send those 2 buses to be repaired regardless of their shape. And then once those have been repaired, we can send them back, and then we can continue with the construction work. We can still get resources to the construction sites during that time while they're being repaired, which is going to be useful because it's, again, still a lot of the time we're just waiting for the resource to be brought in, quite frankly. Especially things like the housing over here. We're not going to get the people moving in initially until we are ready to bring them in, because right now we only got one of the services that they need. They need, well, actually, no, we got 2, technically speaking, because we got the sports and food, and I suppose clothing provided already, but they'll also need culture. We're not providing that. We don't have any monuments or anything like that built yet, so the government loyalty will be dropping quite drastically. Not immediately, but over time. So that's not something we need to worry about until we've got some workers locally in here. Religion sympathy is not something I'm really going to worry about too much. It might cause a bit of unhappiness because we do not have access to any churches. I might eventually download some assets for that. Maybe one of these days we'll have a religious run. Maybe. But then, of course, radios and TVs and all that we won't be providing. And then, of course, for healthcare, well, we don't have the clinic built yet. And that is a big thing. We have gotten some of the resources there, but we still need a lot more to complete the work. Right, but how we're looking... So this one's still working on... Oh, no, I'm not going to even bother scrolling through all of that. We are getting some board over here for the brick firing kiln, and we haven't gotten any of the... Oh, there's the crane coming in. There we go. That should speed up the things. Of course, now everyone's left the construction site by the time the crane arrives. Of course. Oh, and do we have... We're getting some waste in here, but I think some of these are not showing the things correctly. Oh well. Yeah, there's a bit of mixed waste appearing in there, but I think since the area is a little bit slanted, I think. It's not really showing properly, like it's appearing and disappearing whenever there's some produce, and then it's just... Yeah, not great situation in that case, but we just need one more truckload of board in here, which is probably going to be a little bit soon. And then it's just a matter of getting some more workers in here. There's another set of workers coming in already. There we go, so now we've got 24 workers in here. And once we got the brick firing kiln, we can start... Well, technically speaking, what we could even do, assign that as another source or location to go to. That's going to be taking 1/5, or roughly 1/5 of the workers right now. And that's going to allow us to get through a little bit far. Actually, that reminds me... Oh yeah, we put the max workers without construction office at 10. Now that might... Oh, actually, no, this one definitely has it, but not every building might have it. Let's double check. For example, something like this. That is at 200 still. Okay. Well, that's not going to get 100 workers anytime soon. So it's not a huge issue. It's just sometimes you want to limit that. So like if there's a construction site near your housing, the people don't just all swarm in there, and then you have no one running your services, and then everyone's going to be upset. It is something that can happen, and it's not good when it happens. Okay, so we still haven't gotten the board in here, have we? Ah, so this is heading for the open storage. Ah, there we go. It will be there in no time. And there's the workers coming in there, so there's going to be another 24 workers over there. And this should be the remaining board, I hope. It probably is. Or we're very unlucky and it's going to be like a 0.001 tons that are left behind or remaining to be picked up. Well, it says a 0.000 tons, so most likely it'll be fine. Sometimes there's tiny rounding errors that do not really have a huge impact, luckily, but they might have a bit of issues. Oh, well, there's no workers there again. That is a bit bigger issue, admittedly. Right, oh, and there's a lot of traffic at the customs. So, I mean, suppose we're picking up so much workers from there right now, then that's bound to have some issues. We're getting a few workers in here, at least right now, thanks to the workers from the bus platform there. And they are at least making some headway while we're waiting for the next set of workers to arrive, and then the next one, and so forth. It's still going to take a while before that is completed, though. Ah, in the meanwhile, how are we looking on the gravel in here? The gravel is fine, the boards we still need a lot. What about the... Well, the clinic hasn't really gotten a lot of stuff. I think what we might do is... No, we'll wait for the... Actually, no, we've got the resource for here, haven't we? So we don't actually need to... Oh, we did get a tiny bit more board in there. Alright then, I'm going to go and make the clinic a bit high priority to get the resources there. So that once we've gotten the brick production sorted out and we've fixed the buses, we can then start working on the clinic, and then after that we can get the... At least a kindergarten and school, and then probably start working on the housing. I mean, we'll still probably want to get a few more things like the water substation and the sewage tank and all that, but that's not a hugely difficult task. Okay, this is a high priority still. We're down to 140 workdays remaining, so at least we've done some headway in here. And that's another 12 workers arrived. That's probably still... Oh yeah, there's a decent bit of traffic over here. Although, yeah, there is a decent bit. There's another one turning in there. Oh wow. Small collision with the wagon there, but that's fine, I hope. No, it is fine. It's just, you know, sometimes the vehicles just decide to phase through one another. What can you do? Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and limit the amounts here. We're going to put in probably like 50% food. Then we maybe have 30% clothing, and technically speaking, we don't necessarily need any electronics. We're going to put 20% in there. So that means that we're going to have 15 tons of food in here. We're not going to start getting the food in here yet. But we will have at least the option to do so. And then, of course, the clothing... We'll probably get at least like 1 truckload, maybe more. But we can start with 1 truckload and see how much that is going to be. And how long that is going to last. Because initially, since the population is going to be fairly small, it won't be... Or we won't be using up all the clothing that quickly, luckily. Right, so is the clinic... No, the clinic's not getting anything yet. I'm hoping that it will soon. Well, there we go, down to 80, well, less than 80 workdays now on the brick firing kiln. So that will be done before the end of the year for sure. How are we looking on the this year total? It's 16,000. Oh, that's a lot less profit. Well, a lot higher deficit than last year. Although majority of that is explained by the increased foreign manpower cost. That being said, though, I suppose we might be buying a little bit too much right now. I'm expecting that it is probably causing a bit of extra price hike on the wages, to be fair. That's going for picking up some more gravel. Alright then. Speaking of which, we've still got over 40 tons there. We may have just had a lot of vehicles go there at the same time, which is causing perhaps some issues, but that's alright. Oh, was this crane? Oh, this crane was from the one in... Yeah, that's the Unsung Valley construction office. Okay, well, that's why it took so long time for it to arrive here. Oh, we might complete this. I think, yeah, we are going to be completing this. You see the people hard at work there. And there we are. Now we're getting some of the wood in here already. I'm going to probably go ahead and just get this one assigned in here as a workplace. And then let's go ahead and put in the weighted priorities in here. There's going to be 50% for the fire station and then 12.5% on each one of the others. But that way we can get some of our brick production already underway. And then I suppose... do we still have a lot of the open haul vehicles in here? Well, yeah, I suppose we do. Do we need all of them? I'm not entirely sure that we do. I suppose it can be there for the time being. We might... Oh, right, the demolition office. That wouldn't actually work with the digging crew in there. So that's going to have to wait. Well, in the meanwhile then, how are we looking on all the stuff in here? Are we actually getting... Oh, yeah, we are getting some deliveries to the clinic now. There's 3 trucks heading in there. Question is, of course, do I want to take one of those away, or do we actually want to keep all 3 of them there? Maybe we'll take one of the dumper trucks away. Get that to be repaired. Well, actually, no, that's not what we need in here. Well, the thing that we were needing is just another open haul truck, really. To start transporting the bricks. I mean, we're producing a little bit of them in there. Not very quickly, mind you. I suppose it should be 0.6 tons per worker, per workday. So as soon as that is done... Okay, we got almost to... Well, we got over a 1 ton in there, at least. Oh, there we go. We got another 2 workers. So we'll just go ahead and buy another truck. There's the open hole. Let's buy one of these 2 holes open holes so it doesn't slow down the traffic too much. But it'll be fine otherwise. I'm just going to go ahead and send this one... Actually, that one's fine in terms of wear and tear. This one, on the other hand, could... Oh! I'm still carrying workers there. Alright, well, that's going to be wasted potential. We'll send it over there to be repaired. And then, I guess, in the meanwhile, we could probably assign this one to start constructing something else. Let's see... What can we do? Maybe we can do some of these footpaths in here. Those do need to be built, for sure. And we can do that quite easily. Just one at a time. And it's a very small amount of workers that is needed in there. So those can be built, then we can get the substations, or the water substation and the sewage tank built. And after that we can start worrying about the pipes maybe, but we're not going to do those pipes until we are having some people living in here. Now we are going to probably get a little bit more work done on the shopkeeper housing, and that still needs a lot of boards, of course. But the clinic over here, that's... well, it's still going to require a lot of stuff, but we are at least getting some of the bricks there now. Once we've got all the bricks, we can probably start building that. Well, at least most of the bricks. Speaking of bricks, let's go ahead and take the... actually, no, it didn't... Oh, it probably went to refuel, didn't it? It's this one, isn't it? It is indeed. And how we got on the bricks there? We got some. We're going to already pick up some of it. Right, well, I guess what I could do is already assign the target, so you go and load up bricks. Wait until loaded. I'm going to unload over there. And then unload over there. And then go back. And launch. So you can carry 2.4 tons of bricks, so we already got enough for 2 truckloads. And we'll probably have enough for a third one soon enough. So that's pretty good, and that does provide a little bit more... Oh, there's a bit of construction waste there, actually. Is this one... Oh, no, this one's not within reach of the garbage. Oh. Well, it still has a large container in there, so it should be fine. That's kind of the downside of not having the any sort of footpath connection for this. But, well, so that's at least... actually... I do kind of like the look of this. Unfortunately, with this building, you can't see the people working in there or anything. There are some... Actually, I don't know how many of these buildings actually have the animation like that. I think a lot of them don't. Now that I think of it. I know that there's a few things like when you have a university, at least the vanilla universities and such, that when you have students waiting outside... or waiting outside the auditorium waiting basically to have enough professors present to get their studies going, or continue their studies, then they are actually standing outside the building. So it's a nice visual cue of, oh, you don't have enough teachers present or whatnot. Oh, we got player wood here. We have taken at least some of the bricks. I believe we just delivered our first load over there. Which just means that we don't actually... Is it this one? Yeah, so you don't necessarily need to unload the bricks in there anymore, nor load the bricks. That's going to reduce the traffic that you need to do. And then the customs... I suppose the board price is still... Oh yeah, no, there's still 9.3 rubles. There's no point in trying to sell any extra of that. The same goes for wood, I suppose, because if the board price is low, then the wood price is also going to be low. I mean, actually, it was 6 point something before. It's less than 6 rubles now. So yeah, no, that's not looking too bright for us right now. But eventually we will be starting to sell some of our bricks. Which will, well, we'll get 24 rubles per ton. Unfortunately, per truckload, it's not going to be a huge amount. But I guess we'll be able to see that soon enough, right? Actually, we can see it right here. It's not quite a full truckload, mind you, but it's still, well, it's basically 6 rubles. Because we're currently just trying to fill up this bricks section over here. And that's going to take a while. Now, luckily, we don't need to worry about the traffic at the customs anymore with this one. Well, not necessarily worry about it, at least. It might cause a bit of issues in there over time, once we actually have the stockpile full. But I suppose there's so many buildings that we still need to build that will require a lot of bricks that I don't think we are going to, like, run into a problem where we have too much bricks anytime soon. Like, we might have temporarily selling at some of it, like... but I don't think it's going to be that often necessarily, at least not yet. I'm sure that later on they might cause a bit of more issues, but right now I'm pretty happy with what we have. Of course, this storage will probably limit it in such a way that we'll have a lot of boards and bricks there. We'll have a little bit prefab panels and steel as well, and that we'll bring in here, but most of the time it's probably just going to be boards and bricks that we need to bring into this one. And then use that for construction purposes. Right, so do we have... oh, there we go, we got one of the requests done. So we are now starting to work on the... yeah, there's a concrete truck over here, or concrete hauler, I suppose. And the dumper heading in here, so at least that's two of the three resources needed for the groundworks already underway. Unfortunately, it's not going to be all 3 yet, but it will be somewhere down the line. And we still need, let's see, that's 6 more truckloads of stuff for the clinic. And then we're going to start to, well, we could probably start working on that already, to be fair. We did get the passenger wagon over here fixed, so let's just go ahead and send that one back. And I suppose the other passenger wagon is currently going to pick up some more workers. So I guess what I'll do is I'll just assign this one for the clinic. We'll have the resource brought in there in time, I reckon. And then we'll have the healthcare sorted out, and well, we still need to bring in the food and all that in here, but the produce exchange shouldn't be a problem. At least for the most part. Other than, of course, having enough workers there, but that's something that we'll worry about once we have the housing built. So I suppose... Oh, what's this one then? No, it's not the library. You are working with the construction office. You're not definitely there. Not that one. Oh, wait, are you? Oh, you're working on the plumbing. Oh. Well, at least doing the groundworks there. Did we? Oh, hold on a minute. With the, speaking of plumbing, we could actually complete the plumbings in here. Fairly easily. And then not have to worry about them for a while. Right, the clinic is going to be a bit high priority, but I guess over here we can at least get those two built. And then maybe that plumbing as well later on. Right, since we open up the path to the... Ah, yeah, I see what happened. So now they're trying to get the stuff for the plumbing. Okay. Well, it's going to be probably the gravel that they'll get in there first. The boards they'll maybe get after the clinic is done. Or at least it's got all the resources. Still needs 4 more truckloads of stuff. Bricks, well, solely, but that will be sorted out soon enough. We are down almost 200,000 rubles now from the start of the game. If we have a look at all time, yeah, so we've spent 200,000... Oh. Oh. Oh, we're a deficit of 200,000. Interesting, though. Because we only started with 1 million, but I suppose there's been... maybe some rounding errors or something. Or we have also... We did import a little bit of mixed waste there. So it might be the negative numbers over here that is booting it a little bit. Wow, that doesn't cover all of it. Well, anyway, it's close enough to the 200,000. I mean, we have gained a little bit of money a few times at least. So that maybe helps. Right, so what's the... Oh, there's a bit of workers coming in. Do we have... Well, I suppose, yeah, we need to have a bit more workers over there. How are we looking on the bricks? We've got 15 tons there. As the rain ended once more, so that's good. I'm guessing the dumpers... Oh, right, everything over here is busy. Alright then. And is the stuff over here... Ah, right, there we go. We got... Wait, was that actually delivering to the... Oh, that was delivering stuff for the plumbing. Okay, never mind. Now we're getting the workers for the footpath. Oh, well, that was quick. So now we can start working on the sewage tank as well. These are both very much needed. Oh, there we go. We've got some gravel for this one. Then we still need to get the asphalt in there. There's the crane heading to the plumbing. I'm guessing it's going to be... Oh, it's one of these, isn't it? Yeah, okay. Not entirely sure. Wait, no, it can't. Can it reach there? Oh, so it can use the shortcut through there, or maybe it's going for some other plumbing. I'm not entirely sure. Oh, it is going through. Well, it is a shortcut, I suppose. Slightly illegal shortcut, mind you, but it's a shortcut. Well, I guess it's allowed for the construction vehicles. Ah, so there's one crane there, so it must be going for this one. Yep. Those going to be built fairly quickly, and we haven't actually started working on the... Oh, wait, no. At the clinic, we already have a crane, and we can only have one crane in there. We still need a bit more bricks, which there's some coming in now, and then a whole lot of workers, mind you. But the clinic will be up probably by February, maybe? Not entirely sure, but I think somewhere around then that is probably going to happen. Right, let's go in for the filtration plant. Ah, right, so we did the groundwork? No, we didn't do the groundworks. Oh, but it's a low priority. And since there's other locations to go to, it's going to be picking up the digging crew from there. I mean, fair enough. How is the plumbing looking like right now? We still need a lot of gravel. And of course we haven't gotten any of the boards, so we can't actually do the groundwork for it yet. So we'll just be waiting. Now, how's the... No, that's the 2 truckloads of bricks to be brought in there. Which that is the first one of those 2. And the second one might be that one. Yes. So that's both of them accounted for. Still got 15 tons of bricks over there. And how much do we have waiting in here? We've got another 3 tons. So that's already more than a truckload. That should be pretty decent. And that does allow the wood carrying wagons over here continue working a lot more as well. Unfortunately, selling the boards, I mean, we're so close that we can do the trip so quickly. That's probably one of the reasons why the board price is plummeted. It's down to 9 rubles per ton now. Honestly, we should probably just stop the sales for a little while. Completely. But you know what, we'll still get a little bit of money out of it at least. How bad is the year thus far? I mean, it's already December. It'll be basically 20,000 ruble deficit. It's one of the worst years recently. I mean, not that bad. Like 2 years ago we had something similar. Actually, probably even worse. But again, if we look at the export and import, we're exporting a lot more than we're importing. And once we can stop importing as much foreign workforce for construction purpose, and also maybe limiting the amount of workers that we get over here for the productions. Like, we would probably take one of these buses away, quite frankly. Right, this one will just, let it deliver the workers and we'll just deliver it over there. Speaking of which, is that one... Ah, that's one of the covered whole wagons. Right, that was basically reserved for the construction purposes. Okay, so I'm just going to deliver you there so we can start saving it a little bit on the workforce. The wages of the workers are not, or the foreign workers are not going to go down, I don't think. So there's a chance that you'll actually import too many workers initially, and then if you need to rely on the foreign workers for a longer time, then you might kind of hinder yourself in the long run with that. Oh, there we go. There's a bit more production going for the bricks. Now, did we get the resource for the... that's going to be the last set of bricks. So there we go. The clinic will be done. And I guess the... Oh, right. We've got the boards for the plumbing now. We still need a bit more gravel, but that's not going to be a huge issue. They will need a bit of steel as well to complete the work. But we've got on... Well, actually, no. We're not going to get these 2 built yet. We will then get them eventually. I suspect the next session we will. I suppose while we didn't get that many buildings done today, we did get a whole lot of footpaths done today. And then of course we did get our own brick production going, so that's good. That's going to be saving us a lot of expenses in the long run. Right now it might still be a bit of a deficit for us with all the investment. Well, it wasn't really that expensive building, but the worker wages and all that might not be all that or it might not making it all that valuable for us. I mean, if it produces, like, what, 0.6 tons of bricks on average per foreign worker or somewhere around there? Maybe, like, 0.5, actually. So half a ton of foreign workers, or not foreign, half a ton of bricks is worth about 12 rubles when we're selling. But if we factor in, or compare it to the purchase price, because that is what we probably should be comparing in this case, so it's 26 rubles. So, as long as the wages of the foreign workers are less than 13 rubles, per workday, which it just about is 12.3. So it is slightly more profitable producing it ourselves. Of course, once we get our own workers in there, it's going to be much more profitable. Of course, you know, this isn't exactly the most effective way of doing it, but, you know, at least we can get it going early enough. Of course, it is another building that we need to then maintain, which might be a bit of a like drawback in this, but we'll probably be fine, I reckon. We'll probably be fine. Now, let's have a look at the fields. Oh, that's 110 tons of drops there. Now, 64 over there, and then a whole lot of, well, oh yeah, there's 78 tons over there. So there's a lot of work to be done on emptying these fields, that's for sure. Now, one of the things that we could do, especially once we have some dumpers available, we'll probably go ahead and upgrade some of these roads through the farms in here. Just so that when we're delivering stuff during rain, it's not going to slow us down to 8 kilometers per hour. We can actually then continue going with the glorious 18 kilometers per hour, which, you know, is of course notably faster, but still cruciatingly slow. Now, is that... Oh, did they start working on the plumbing in here? I think they did. Yeah, they did. Okay, this should probably be a low priority. Because honestly, we don't need that one yet. It's nice to build it at some point, but yeah, right now, not really needed. I've still got 800,000 rubles at least, so I think that's going to be enough to get the most of the city, well, plenty of the city built, let's be honest. Also, we are gonna snooze those ads. Because we're almost at the end of the stream here. Actually, we are at the 1st of January now. So let me quickly check someone to raid. Oh, yeah, there we go. Reichwehr is still doing his Gulag run, so we'll be heading in there. But I will be back on Wednesday. We'll be trying out Cataclysmo. And then Friday is going to be a bit of a special stream with my birthday, so we'll be doing a 1 year worth of workers and resources at first. We'll probably start a little bit earlier in the afternoon. And then we'll be playing some Proteus Zomboid. And then next Sunday is going to be more Heart Run 3. And then next Monday is going to be then more workers and resources. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and until next time, bye bye.